content right
That
there.
is some
There we
big
go.
stuff right there.
Everyone's gonna be so mad they missed that convo.
Yeah, nobody's gonna know.
Paranormal
I'm
activity.
I'm
Sorry.
pretty glad that we had that conversation.
Yeah.
Enriched
I think
my
it's
day.
important. I feel like we're closer as
Kind
as
of
a-
makes me
as a
wonder.
podcast.
Yeah, like kind of makes me wonder how much fiber what's your fiber intake, bud?
Oh, it's a pretty solid diet.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of veggies and fruits for sure.
Yeah,
awesome.
because you're supposed to get like 30 something a day.
Yeah.
I think
It's tough.
the benchmark
that
that you
food
want to
pyramid,
aim
yeah.
for is 800 milligrams. Is that right? Is milligrams the right measurement I'm looking for there? Grams?
Might be.
Yes.
Grams?
It's
800
like,
grams?
It's like 30.
Yes.
No.
What am
you'd
I
be-
thinking here?
you'd be- I don't know, but I don't know. It's like 30 something grams of fiber
Yeah.
a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
If you had 800 grams, I don't know if
No,
you can
I'm-
physically consume that much food in a day.
Maybe that explains it.
Hold on.
Yeah, maybe. No wonder he's so consistent.
What's the
He just never leaves.
fuck? What's that guy's name? The supple leopard. He wrote a book called The Supple Leopard.
What the fuck?
Is that
Oh, he wrote a book. I thought the guy's
Physical
name was the
therapist.
Supple Leopard.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
guy's
I'm
name.
less interested now that it's just the name of the book.
Kelly Starrett, and he came out with another book
the
recently.
supple leopard.
Fiber per day. I don't know, dude. I don't know where it is. Anyways, after reading his book earlier this year, which I can't. Yeah, it's 800 grams. The 800 gram diet, an easy way to
No.
improve balance. What? Oh, hold on, dude. Yeah.
No way, dude.
So
800 grams total
Of fiber a day?
or
Like an
800 grams
apple-
of fiber?
Like, bro, an apple only has like 4.
it's one.
a lot of
That's
apples.
1.7 pounds of fruits and veggies in a day. It's not a lot.
Fuck.
800
Doable?
grams? I don't
Yeah.
know, bud.
I don't know.
Gotta get them high fiber fruits.
This is the
That doesn't make any sense, man.
Well, hold on.
this
So
is
what?
the
What's
wrong podcast for that?
how many?
Yeah, it's only 25 to 30. Like, dude, my
A banana
cup of
is around 100 grams. A small banana.
no, it's 100 grams. No,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
no.
Of what? Of what?
dude?
So
Banana.
that's what Google AI is telling me.
A banana has 3.1 grams of dietary fiber.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm
Are
saying
you
the
talking-
weight of
yeah, you're
veggies
saying
and fruits.
800 grams total. Okay, so that's where we were confused.
Well, how are
We
you
thought
going to
meant
weigh
800
out
grams
the
of fiber?
How are you going to? There's no food scale that's going to weigh the fiber in a banana.
No, you look at the nutrition facts.
Could do that.
Yeah, you
on
look at the
the
nutrition
fucking
do that.
package, man.
Yeah.
You can do that.
It's written in a label.
So that still doesn't make any sense. 800
I like the idea
grams.
that Derek's over here like just cutting the fiber out of anything. Measure it.
You got fucking
This is so inefficient.
800 grams of what in a day?
fruits and veggies.
Dude,
That's,
Dude, that's
eight
like-
bananas.
800?
800 grams of fruits and veggies.
there's-
It's not
there's
that
100
much.
There's 100.
And
A banana's 100 grams.
no, a banana
what-
is
that's what-
3.1.
Of
No, no, no,
no. Yeah, you're still
of
stuck on
dietary.
fiber.
He just
Yeah.
means the weight.
We're
of
talking
the-
about 800 grams
Oh,
of
fruits and
veggies,
veggies.
not fiber.
Fruits and veggies.
Yeah.
Which equates to how much grams of fiber?
Well, that I don't know. Yeah.
Eight bananas.
You guys.
8 bananas is fiber.
You
Well,
guys.
if you want 800 grams of banana, that's 8 bananas, which you said is 3.5 grams of dietary
Right.
fiber. So that's
Nobody's eating
28.
8 bananas a day. That's a
Bro,
lot
I
of
will
bananas.
eat. I
mean, I
eat 8
love
bananas
bananas.
a day.
No,
But then
I
I'll
will
have to
eat
go.
8 bananas a
But
day.
then I'll have to go out tomorrow
I-
and buy more bananas.
No,
I don't got
I eat
that kind of-
half a
I don't-
banana a day, and that is a fucking chore. And I don't,
Dude,
I don't mind
have that kind of
bananas, but
banana.
Why is that
Yeah.
a chore?
got banana money, homie.
Why is half a
I'm
banana
not
a
a big
chore?
fruits and I'm not a big fruits and veggies guy. I try to do better. Like I'll put spinach on my sandwiches and shit. That's how I get my fiber. Kimmy will cut a banana in half while I'm like making breakfast, and I'm like, "Fuck, that's right. We gotta throw a banana in here
Just,
so we
just
feel
like
better about
sneaks it onto
ourselves."
your plate so you don't realize.
Yeah.
Justin, you picked the
But
wrong
it's,
time to record.
Justin,
Yeah, dude.
if you've got for banana money though, Not sponsored. We went to, if you have an
Not
Aldi near
sponsored by
you,
Banana Money.
we went to Aldi and we got a bunch of bananas for like 60 cents. Their banana prices
Damn.
are fucking ridiculous.
Bananas are super cheap.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not when you eat 8 of them a fucking day.
Well, no, I'm not saying eat 8 of them a day,
It's only 60 cents a
Yeah,
day.
it's 60 cents a day.
but that's
That adds
that's-
up.
that is
65
cheap.
cents a
Yeah,
day.
so does everything else.
That's so much.
Yeah,
money
whatever
a
you're
year.
eating that's not bananas is also pretty expensive each day.
Yeah, you could eat a cup of oatmeal, like a good brand of protein oatmeal, and get like 2 whole bushels of banana protein in one meal.
Yeah, but does the protein cost 60 cents for 8?
No,
What protein are you
but
referring
it's
to?
really
Are you
good.
saying like a whey protein? That's what.
No. I get what's it called?
The Creep-O-Rama podcast. What is it? A whey protein?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
No.
You're
I
like,
get
wait, did I type in Carbo-Rama? What the fuck is this?
Right, yeah. We have other interests, guys. Mostly food and bananas.
Mostly
trying to box us in.
Mostly bananas.
Yeah.
No, I get. I buy. I think it's a brand Kodiak. They make protein
Kodiak,
oatmeal, and it's like
Oh, I
one
got
cup of oatmeal is like
Yeah.
20 grams of protein. It's ridiculous. It's
Gotcha.
got a ton
Yeah,
of fiber in it.
Yeah.
But
It's
then,
good. It's
But,
one box
but
of
still,
Kodiak
the
is
problem
like
is you have to eat
$9
8 bananas worth of protein or 8 bananas worth of fiber.
Yeah, that's a
You
lot.
still
got to
get them 8
dude.
bananas in you.
Yeah, I
That's
wasn't
a lot
talking
of
about
bananas.
specific fiber. I was talking about just that much
Yeah.
of veggies and
800
fruits.
grams of food.
Of
Look,
veggies and
I
fruits.
am running on a campaign of
Right.
everybody must eat 8 bananas a day.
Yeah.
Vote for me.
If I have some
I'm
like,
into it.
dude, bananas and peanut butter,
Oh yeah.
fantastic.
Oh, have
It's the
you?
best
Okay,
snack there
hold
is.
on. Let me
Yeah.
fucking get into this conversation.
Add
Have
a
you
add
had
an apple?
True fruit?
No,
The
but I've
wor-
heard
the-
I've heard of it.
Dude,
What's
the
that?
banana peanut butter dipped in chocolate,
Ooh,
life changing.
That sounds good.
Frozen.
What is this?
It's frozen. It's slices of banana, and they're like covered in peanut butter, and then the whole thing is dipped in a chocolate.
Trader
shell.
Joe's got
Okay.
has something
and
like
they're
that.
frozen. Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
frozen. They're so fucking good.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds good. I just put bananas in my oatmeal.
That's a good move.
but it's not
I
frozen.
usually go
Yeah.
blueberries.
It's like a. It's
I
like a
put
cold-
blueberries in there too. I also put some flaxseed
Yeah.
and some
It's not
chia
frozen. It's not a
Chia
cold,
seed.
refreshing snack.
I go cacao
Yeah.
nibs. I'll throw some cacao nibs in there.
Yeah.
It's this fucking episode.
All right. Fucking yeah.
Guys, this is what happens
Yeah.
when you're almost 40. You got to pay attention to this kind of shit.
That's amazing.
You know?
Derek dropping cacao nibs. Like, Jesus,
Yeah.
all right. Guy Fieri over here with
Dude,
his
high in antioxidants, dude.
Welcome to fucking Flavor Town.
Yeah. It's a paranormal activity.
If my house was
Yeah.
haunted, it's not anymore.
Yeah, they're so
This-
bored.
This
dead.
entity's like, I'm fucking gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's fucking
This
ripped.
like, this movie sucks. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Paranormal Activity
Justin's got
4.
ripped ass ghosts now. He's
Me.
giving
Right.
him fucking
Cacao
tips.
nibs of the franchise.
Yeah. Unsatisfying. Doesn't really taste that good at the moment.
That's fine. We got 8.5 minutes of good quality fiber content. That's all right. That's a good solid
Not bad.
intro.
That's
There
8
we go,
bananas worth
yeah.
of fiber content
Yeah,
on this
yeah,
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. We're allowed to have
It's a
little,
banana a minute.
That should be our new
Yeah.
rating scale on movies. Like just how
Right.
many
How many
bananas
fibrous
or
bananas?
fibers, banana fibers.
How many fibers bananas?
That movie's 4 fiber banana fiber. Holy shit! Fucking losing it.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
I'm so glad that we're just recording this fucking nerd.
Yeah, this is great stuff.
Just waiting for the comments. We're like, when are you guys going to hire an editor?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Never.
We actually have one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dre, all this
We
stays in.
demand
Yeah.
you keep this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not his fault. It's ours.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
insists.
100%.
You laugh now, but when you start noticing changes in your body and you're like, oh, you know what I remember hearing about?
Them
8 bananas.
Creep-O-Rama boys done told me
Yeah.
about this.
I heard about it on a podcast. Really? From like
Right.
a health food professional? No. These guys that
No,
sell
they said to eat
t-shirts.
8 bananas a day,
Yeah.
bro.
No. I got it from these 4 assholes who really like horror
Yeah.
movies.
One of those guys said he read it a while ago.
in a book.
Yeah.
In a book.
Fuck.
All right.
Okay. Demons and
All right.
witches.
Yeah, how do we
Demons
transition
and
here?
witches. I
And
did
do
not.
they like bananas?
I did not hate Paranormal Activity 4. I didn't
Really?
love
Because
it.
didn't you rate it 1 star? Or was that Derek?
That's probably.
I did not rate it
I
1
think that was
star. I
me.
don't.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't remember the last time I gave something 1 star. I thought this one was fine. I went in with low expectations because when I watched, like I said, I watched it on a phone in a hotel
right.
room
That's right.
before, and it was like not great. So set and setting definitely changed. But we shut out the lights and we put it on. And we paid attention this time, and I was like, okay, this is. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's annoying in it still, but overall, most
I
of
definitely
that
feel like it's the weakest of the franchise.
the weakest.
Yeah.
I personally felt that just because the trilogy, the first 3, was really strong.
Yeah.
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 And then they came with this one, and I couldn't get past. And I love this whole franchise, but the part that I couldn't get past in part 4 is why Hunter was adopted in the first place.
Yeah.
Because she steals him at the end of part 2,
hmm
and then they go to Nevada. Why did they give him up?
I don't think
There's a lot of those.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't even bother writing any of them down.
And like
it is filled with stuff like that.
Somebody I saw on I can't remember if it was Letterboxd or Reddit. They were like, if you want to watch the series with no plot holes, just watch 1, 2, 3, and 6.
Yeah.
But then but then somebody made a point that kind of made me swing around and go, okay, well maybe that is kind of cool. Is after Katie went on her fucking murder spree and murdered a bunch of people, maybe the Coven put Hunter into or put him up for adoption to hide him from authorities because people or the cops were
Yeah, that
potentially
makes
going
sense.
to search for him. And then I was like, okay, maybe you caught me a little bit back in. Maybe now I'm okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Still a bit of a stretch because at that point it's like, okay, well then they're coming back to get him when he's old enough for the ritual. So then why didn't you just hang out and wait till he grew up a little bit to then steal him?
Yeah.
But that's always
But you have to have him as a baby.
It's always an issue when you have to come up with these like hypothetical like things that are not answered in the movie. It's like, well, yeah, like and a lot of them they're going to be a stretch. It's like obviously that wasn't the intent and that's not what they had in mind, unless there was something that they really took a huge chunk out of the movie.
Right.
However,
I really dug and Josh, I'm sure you dug this too, like the Connect. The Xbox Connect.
I have that note because the Connect Space Dance Party was super clever, but also so dated. You brought that up, and I was all like, wasn't Xbox Connect a thing for like 72 hours? Like, we fucking bought that and actually, I know I bought the Connect and we played it for like a day, and I was like, this is fun, and then that was it. But apparently it was around for like 7 years.
This is the last one that I saw, and that's the only thing that I vaguely remembered from it was the Connect thing.
Yeah.
Because I remember being like, oh, yeah, the Connect thing. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
But, like, they don't... I feel like the effects weren't where they needed to be for them to use it as well as they could have.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't mind it. I thought the kid behind Wyatt, when he's saying he's not Hunter, I have that written down. Cool. And then when you see like the silhouettes of the kids moving in the Connect lights, that worked. I thought it was pretty decent.
I really loved the knife gag.
That was cool.
Oh,
yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, that was it's like the tension of you watch it just and then you're like, oh shit, when's this fucking knife gonna come down? Who's gonna get it?
Yeah,
and then
you forget
they make you wait for it because exactly. They made you wait for it for such a long time that you're like, oh, I don't even remember the fucking knife. And then boom, and you're like, oh shit, there's the knife.
Yeah,
I feel like
payoff.
As you said, Justin, I'm a big fan of this franchise. I do like the way it's a cohesive story throughout, and they weave it in and out of each. I think they did a great job with that. There are a lot of moments where, well, I guess one complaint I would have is they all follow pretty much the exact same formula. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
They do all.
And weirdly, when they break away from that formula, it stops feeling like a Paranormal
Well,
Activity.
the fifth one really throws a curveball,
sure.
and I appreciated that.
And it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I liked
Yeah.
that one more than 4.
I appreciated that it was different.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was no longer in like,
It's
this
weird.
is Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
It's just a found footage,
Yeah.
which is fine. But
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
there's
I think Paranormal Activity. I think big, wide open, static shots and lots of shadows, not a bunch of teenagers running around LA.
Well, how did the 5th one do? Is that why they went back to
I think
where they did with Ghost Dimension? Is because people saw the 5th one and they're like, I wanted to be in the same fucking house
I
again.
think so,
That's
but
a good impression.
Oh man. I think they did because after part 3, then they came out with part 4, and that one didn't perform as well because I don't think the story was as strong.
Yeah.
And then
But
I think they did
feels like a retread.
Well, then I think they did part 5 because they were like, okay, well, part 4 didn't do as good, so maybe we need to throw a curveball. But then everybody didn't like part 5 because it was too much of a curveball, and then they went back and
I
wrapped
think
it
that
up.
they were like, oh well, part 4 is just more of the same of 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then they're like, but wait, that's not all right. I guess we'll just go in the complete opposite direction. It's like, no,
Yeah.
you're like,
but it ends.
That's the thing is so
it ends with fucking time travel. Like he,
See,
we'll get to that.
We'll
get to that. I love that. I genuinely fucking love
it's
that.
It's a cool way to, just tie it back in, but maybe also kind of a lazy way to do it.
Yeah,
like,
I
don't know,
think it's
man.
unnecessary because they're already witches.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, I know, but they're already witches. Their shit should be like the Bene. What's weird to me is that they literally did the Bene Gesserit, which how many of you have watched Dune?
No,
okay, nobody. Never mind.
Sorry.
So in Dune,
this is a
Bene
horror movie
Gesserit...
podcast. And bananas.
Yeah.
Okay, the Banana Gesserit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm familiar. Yeah.
So,
Parts 1 and 2.
So
700 grams.
Yeah. That's the sequel.
We gotta have 8. We gotta have 8 Kwisatz right now.
Yeah. Throwing a bunch of sand. I'm good.
So the Bene Gesserit is this order of witches through in the Dune universe that for fucking it's literally what's in it's the coven, but like over fucking like millennia.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
The whole point of them is that they're breeding the Kwisatz Haderach, which is the fucking god emperor or whatever. I didn't read the books. I'm getting most of this from the movies, and everybody can flame me online later. But yeah, so like I would have liked it more if it was just like it's not time travel, it's just this fucking group of witches that just keeps through time. I just keep hitting the mic. That'll be fun. So, like through time, they're growing the fucking the time time travel isn't necessary to me because they're already a cult.
Yeah, that's cool. Fucking
it was a way to just
fuck, you're right.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It was a way to tie it back into the franchise because it wasn't tied in at all up until that point, right? Like that's where like here's the ending of the first movie, and then
like
I mean I don't know though because they've kind of because they bring it up in 5. They do kind of tie it back in.
Yeah, they show it in 5, obviously, because it's whenever the kids go down to Anna's basement, and then bam, there's Katie and
right.
What's her sister's name?
Christy.
Katie and Christy.
Yeah.
Christy.
And their kids, and it's like, what the fuck? Yeah. So, but what I really liked is when you stop and think about it, every time that the kids get taken, where so like the in part 3 whenever one of them goes into the crawl space, or in part 4 when Hunter gets pulled underneath the water and when he's taking a bath, each time that happens throughout the whole series, they're being pulled and pulled through time to go into Anna's basement so that way they can perform a ritual. That's what I thought that was pretty cool. Because now I can go back and retroactively look at those movies or look at the earlier movies and see, oh shit, when that's happening, they're going there that I don't find out until part 5.
Right.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really
It's like a
pick up on
yeah,
that.
it's like
Sold.
witches who travel
still
through
don't-
wormholes in time, dude. That's pretty dope. They're
already
cosmic witches. They're cosmic
already
witches.
When you put it that way,
Yeah, they're
I gotta
cosmic.
go change. I gotta add another half star to my letterbox.
Yeah.
Cosmic.
The
bananas.
the time travel one. So apparently there was an original ending
For part 5.
Yeah. After surviving the uproar in the house, Lois, Hector, Arturo, and Marisol took Jesse to an abandoned church from where he supposedly successfully exorcised the demon, but they're attacked by a possessed guard. Minutes later, a police officer arrives to investigate the disturbance. Jesse suddenly appears with a shotgun, and the police shoot him while the whereabouts of Hector, Marisol, and Arturo are unknown.
Yeah, I'm glad
That
they
one,
changed that.
you could tell that they really didn't know what that movie was fully supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Why does it turn into Chronicle sort of? And
That's what I was thinking, and I haven't even
Yeah.
seen Chronicle.
Oh, you haven't?
No,
Dude,
but
you gotta
it's
watch
pretty
it.
good. I saw some
It's
clips
pretty
where I was
good.
like, this reminds me of that other found footage movie that I
Yeah.
keep meaning to watch.
Chronicle was
Yeah.
dope.
It's
That
good.
was-
I
that was
thought it was
really
better
good.
than I thought it was better than Paranormal 5.
Yeah. But still, what I liked about 5, aside from the time traveling witches, what I like the change of area.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like the change of all the people.
Yeah.
The change in setting. I think by 5 movies in, I think it was kind of needed.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I needed
For
it.
sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And but dude, the scene where the main kid, is his name Jesse?
Yeah, I think I just had it.
Yeah,
up.
Jesse.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Where he meets the girl at the party and they're in the room and he goes and she hears the scratching and then she pulls open the door in the floor and that Carlos kid reaches his hand
Yeah.
and tries to pull her into the fucking basement.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
That fucked me up a little bit.
Yeah.
That was like, and then it's even more than that. Like she gets free and then she runs away and then he slowly crawls out and his eyes are all fucking black.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really good. And then he
Agreed.
jumps off of a fucking church and kills himself. And I was like, that's a way to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
You
weird.
just
Hit that
definitely
car
made a
dead on.
statement, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird to me that a movie so full of occultism and Santeria and all that shit, it's not scary looking at all.
No,
There's
no.
It's all brightly lit and super daytime and pretty happy
Yeah.
looking.
Until you get into Anna's basement. That place was, dude, the one spot,
It's a basement.
the ones, yeah, it was a creepy cosmic witch basement that had a bunch of tarps.
Bananas.
Yeah. Which apartments
had a bunch of
apartments like
parts.
that in LA do not have basements.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
what?
yeah, no,
I didn't
no.
think so.
But that one scene, it genuinely kind of almost made me jump. Was when he's down in the basement and he can see the figure on the other side of the plastic, and then it just runs out at him.
Oh yeah.
I was like, dude, that was a good jump scare.
Yeah, some good shit in that one.
They definitely
Effective.
rely on jump scares a lot more in these last 3 than they did in the first 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a lot of
Yeah, 'cause
a lot of that.
the
And a lot
the
of
first
false or
3
fake jump scares, whatever they're called, when it's
Yeah.
yeah.
it's a friend
Yeah.
jumping out or
Yeah,
whatever.
a lot of people oh hey,
Yeah.
okay.
I
You got me.
There's a lot of that.
But I did like the whenever they were playing or whenever they were asking the demon using the light up
that
toy
was good.
thing. I can't remember what those
Simon.
Simon.
Yeah, with the
Simon.
Simon thing. And
Just
when the
forgetting everyone's
kid,
name.
yeah, I know. But when the kid asks it, "Are you good?"
Yeah.
And
Oh,
he's
yeah, it
just
doesn't
no.
respond.
Yeah, it's like, dude, that was a good use of that.
Yeah.
I kind of didn't like that part.
Why?
Derek's like, hate to break it to you, but that was bullshit.
Bro, I had
Minus 1
a
star.
Simon. I never talked to any fucking ghost with it.
I don't know. I mean, look, they couldn't just do another fucking Ouija board. It's just
Right.
Yeah,
the same thing
yeah.
every movie. So I understood that they wanted to come up with something different. And
Yeah, and there's the
I
whole
think-
thing of paranormal, like you were able to pick up more paranormal stuff via electronic interference.
yeah, sure.
So-
yeah.
But I do think that whole premise of you just can't do that again is the entire downfall of this franchise.
Yeah.
That's why everything starts to fall apart. That's why everything starts to get so far away from what I mean. Obviously, it ends up pretty far away from the first movie, but
also at the same
In a
time,
whole other dimension.
it completes it, but story in a cool way.
But the sixth movie, hold on.
It's like that far into it. Just we got to talk about the end of part 5 first.
Justin very strictly wants to cover them in order on this episode. For the first time.
I'm just gonna say this one thing.
Started with bananas, and we're going in order.
Bananas was the fucking warning shot. All right, Justin, let's finish.
That's a bummer because I've got pages of notes on 4 that I didn't even get to go over.
Yeah, we need to go back to part 4. I feel like
we'll do that after 6.
No. Sorry, Justin, you wanted to discuss the ending of part 5 again.
Dude,
before we
go back to part 4. I thought it was really cool that how they ended up at the house of part 3 at the end of part 5. Walking through and getting to see how dilapidated and fucking old it is.
Yeah.
But and James and I were talking about this yesterday. I think the climax of part 5 was probably my favorite of the whole series, because watching them go through that house and then out of fucking nowhere, those shotgun blasts to those witches.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Dude.
We got to go back. We got to talk about our dude. Hold on. I got it. Richard Cabral. Richard
from Mayans?
Cabral from Mayans, and
he was in Twisted Metal too.
He was in Twisted Metal too. Yeah, not in Twisted Metal enough. He needed.
Yeah, he was awesome.
But yeah, incredible actor, completely underutilized. But dude, honestly, he was my favorite part of the whole franchise.
Yeah, he's got an intense presence. Do you guys know who that is?
No.
Is he the brother?
Shotgun in 5.
Yeah, with the shotgun.
The brother of Carlos.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
shit.
I remember. Yeah.
I didn't watch Mayans. Who was he in Twisted Metal though?
He's Silent's brother.
Yeah,
Fuck, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I love
he's
Twisted
awesome.
Metal.
Yeah, he was so good in that. But yeah, like the whole scene of them like going through the house, and I could not get over how good those shotgun hits were.
Yeah,
they were fucking intense.
They're completely unrealistic, but man, like shotgun at the bodies. But holy shit, if you're a grandma, I hope that a shotgun does that to you, because you're frail and you're very light. And
but dude, the whole climax of part 4 or part 5 was that whole house scene was so fucking intense.
Yeah, really, really sick.
And then they bring it right back to the first one,
to Katie.
To
that. Yeah. Here's a question: so obviously at the end of part 1, which you see at the end of part 5, Katie's out of it. She's sleepwalking / possessed. She goes into the kitchen and she opens up the kitchen cabinet, obviously to pick up a knife. But then he touches her shoulder. The friend touches her shoulder.
Yeah.
She turns around and she starts screaming for Mika. Mm-hmm. And then Mika comes down, gets in the middle, and then you see her stab Mika. Was she trying to stab him, or was she thinking that she was stabbing the kid?
The way that I read it, and I could be wrong, but the way that I read it was that now this doesn't entirely make sense now that I think about it just a little bit more, but that she wasn't necessarily possessed.
Yeah.
But that she was responding to somebody being in the house, sort of.
Yeah, maybe.
Like an intruder.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think she was just sick of Mika's
that's why
shit,
she starts screaming Mika.
That's
well,
she was like, now's my chance.
There's an intruder in the house. There's a reason for him to come down and me stab him.
Confusion and self-defense.
Because at the
honestly,
end,
that would probably work.
That would probably work. Because she kills Mika and then she kills the kid, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that really made me rethink of okay, as much as I know of how
that kid just in the fucking crime scene then, and they just didn't.
No, no, dude. The other kid, the Jesse, the possessed version of Jesse, he went through that wormhole too, because he was on the other side of the door whenever he went into Katie and Mika's apartment or house. Right. So I think one of the last shots is you see Katie turn it off, but Jesse was there. So in my head, Jesse just pulled him back through the portal. So that's why his body wasn't there.
It's a lot of work.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, these were all things that like I had some of these
All
questions, but I didn't bother to think them through because I was just like, I don't know, like she just fucking stabbed him.
I have 800 grams of bananas to eat in a day, dude. I don't have time.
Yeah,
Justin will
Just
cover it.
don't have time.
I got 3 other guys that'll discuss it. I'll just sit back and
but I still go, okay, so everything that I know about possession is if she's up and she's sleepwalking and she's possessed and she's going to go down to get a knife out of the drawer, why did she then get scared at the kid, being behind her? You would think that the demon that at that point was taking over her body would just go, oh, cool, stab, stab, stab. And then now I'm going to go stab my boyfriend. But that's not what happened.
right.
He just freaked out that there was an intruder. So was that the demon freaking out that there was an intruder? Like, oh shit, you caught me off guard? Or did the demon go, oh fuck, like, hands off, take this
maybe
one.
he broke the spell temporarily.
Maybe.
And that's why she was like freaking out. And then the demon took control once Mika got back down there.
I'm going to go
Maybe.
the opposite direction. The moment of her freaking out and stabbing him because he's an intruder is when the demon took hold. Ooh. Moment of weakness.
She was actually she was legitimately sleepwalking. Went down to get. She was just gonna
banana.
Yeah, she's gonna cut a banana in half like I do. So she went to reach for a knife. And
long ways. Psychopathic behavior. That should eat the whole thing.
But then I only want half of a banana. What are you crazy?
We don't have that banana money, Justin. So we gotta split them. We gotta share.
Gotta cut them the long way.
Just the long way.
Please, I want some more.
That's crazy.
The long way.
I gotta just peel the one half.
So
of it. What are you crazy?
Right. So, but yeah, maybe that is it. Maybe the demon took hold and was like, oh, now's my chance to kill this fucker.
Yeah.
It's
honestly, I think that the whole movie, the whole franchise is this demon trying to figure out how to kill Mika in the first one. And all this other shit was just to lead up to it so that it loops back like Terminator.
Yeah. Because Mika talked his shit in those first 30 minutes, and this demon holds a grudge.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna make you pay. I'm gonna make you pay across 6 films. Yeah.
So is it Toby?
We got a coven of witches.
Is it only Toby?
It's the same demon
the whole time.
Yeah.
Because
he's the.
I mean, if there's
he plays the long game.
But if there's Jesse and there's Katie, and those is it just Toby at 2 different times that are meeting each other at the end of 5?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's a good point.
But I mean, here's the thing:
my Toby recognizes your Toby,
right?
Well, I mean, because you see multiple people possessed at the same time, right? I mean, you do see,
at the end of 5,
yeah. So I don't know,
because he's possessing Jesse in one timeline, and then that comes to a head where he's also possessing Katie at the end of part 1, which is
so that's what happened. Is he went to go touch Katie, and you can't. It's like a time cop. Where the same demon can't possess the same 2 people at the same time.
Not strong enough yet.
Because Toby was like, I hate this part of myself.
Yeah.
I hate what I've become.
I was so weak 3 years ago. 3 movies ago.
Future Toby time traveled back by the power of cosmic witches.
Yeah.
And I don't like what I've become. I don't like who I became.
Yeah. You know, I'm not convinced that Katie's possessed. I'm convinced more so that she's one of the witches. I mean, the whole time that she's in that house across the street, that she's just possessed that whole time while she's.
Can we? I feel like this leads into the bigger question of and it's a movie 6 question, Justin. I'm a little scared. Can we talk?
We got to go back to 4. We got to go back.
Okay. Let me touch on this one thing.
Yeah.
What was the fucking point?
What do you mean?
6 altogether?
Of it all.
No. Like,
story?
what was their actual goal?
Okay,
just to bring Toby back. That's it.
Their whole goal was to bring a demon into human form.
Right. I got that, but after
there
that,
you go.
what's the next step?
That's
You put him through college.
Yeah. We teach him how to walk first.
Or you teach him a trade.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm starting to put it together now. So they're actually a babysitting school because once Toby is an adult, or Toby's been born now, so they have to put him through school. They're teaching all these people how to fucking
Well,
how to
I don't
take
know,
care of
dude.
babies.
Those were legs of a fucking man.
Yeah, Toby came
Bro,
out like 24
he
years
was-
old.
I was
Yeah, he was a
hoping.
dude.
I was hoping for better calves. I mean, they could have done a
He's
better
not
job
getting
there.
that, he's not getting that 800 grams
I
of
would like
bananas,
to say
bro.
the fact that the only thing we ever get is that Toby becomes a manifest pair of legs.
Yeah.
Weak.
Yeah. No,
I'm not
I think
afraid
it's
of that
cool.
demon.
I think it's cool. I think it's
Just
just
a fucking
enough.
pair of legs running around kicking people.
Yeah, I think it's just enough to be like, oh shit, without giving, obviously not giving too much away, but not revealing too much, but now just ending
Yeah.
right at the beginning of what's going to happen.
Because it could be any
And
of
you know
us.
what? I'm fine with that in any of the other ones except for the one where it's supposed to be a wrap up.
Yeah. But I think that's very similar to the ending of Last Exorcism, where
But
all
that's
the
only
lead
one
up.
movie.
Well, yeah, but this is all 6 movies. But I mean, it's one story.
But that's my point. Is after 6 movies, I want more than just a pair of legs.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
They had
But
wasted all their budget on the fucking symbiote that was
Oh my
floating
God.
throughout
Okay,
the
hold on,
fucking
hold on.
house.
All right,
the whole
all right,
time.
okay, this
Well,
is. I know that this is where Justin doesn't want to go. Let's go back to 4.
Yeah, because I have a hold on. Let me make sure my budget note is yeah, there it is.
The
There it
budget
is.
for this episode.
This whole fucking
no.
franchise jumps from 1 to 3 to 6 to 2, but Justin needs it linear in the episode.
yeah, gotta do that. But fuck, I forgot where
my
I
bad.
was at. Forgot where I was at,
Fuck,
dude.
I
Oopsie.
ruined it.
My mistake.
Blew it.
You had to be funny,
I had to
Derek.
try
Yeah.
to get a little quip
No.
in there.
No, okay. So it was before James was
That quip
asking
with an
what the
H.
point.
A quip.
There is. I mean, the whole point is just to bring a demon into the universe, into the world. So,
See, I just want my covens
Golden
to have
Star.
more of a goal.
Yeah.
well,
Big
well, I'm
picture.
sure they
Aim
got
higher.
a
Big
I'm
picture
sure,
witch coven shit.
I don't know, dude. It was an elaborate. Oh, Katie. If Katie was possessed,
Gotcha.
or if she was a witch.
Right.
One of the things that I liked about, I don't fucking remember which movie it was in. It was in fucking one of them.
There's a paranormal activity.
Yeah. It might have been 5 or 6. I don't know. But you start to realize that, because I think one of the questions that we had in the last episode was at the end of part 3, when the 2 girls see their mom and their stepdad get killed.
Right.
They're like, and then they're happy.
Right.
Yeah.
But how do you forget that as you get older? There were showing back, I think it was in part 6 where fuck me.
Yeah.
Where they were showing, where they were showing a lot of that stuff where they couldn't remember. They were starting to remember, but it was so foggy and it was kind of out of their mind. So I don't know if that was the coven kind of messing with their reality, or maybe childhood trauma. Maybe they pushed it out of their head. But then circling it back to part 4, obviously by part 4, even by the end of part 1 and 2, but especially 4, like Katie's normal, but she's obviously evil.
Right.
So
right.
I don't know if she's part of the coven at that point, or is she is she pushed into the headspace that she was kind of in that moment at the end of part 3, where it's like, oh, I just watched my parents die, but hi, grandma.
Yeah, because like
teach me your wicked ways.
Yeah.
And
you
she's
know,
like taking him everywhere and taking care of him and like acting as his mom and shit.
right?
So it's like,
it's
is
kind
she
of like a
possessed at
split
that point?
I don't know. That's what makes me wonder if she was ever possessed. If it's more of a really bad use of the term, but like a split personality where it's the coven indoctrinated her to the point.
Yeah, I would say that 6 shows pretty well that like they were fucking indoctrinating the fuck out of it.
Hardcore.
Maybe they didn't show it the best way.
Right.
Kind of,
So maybe she
I wanted
wasn't
more cult shit. I
possessed,
really
it was
wanted
just
more
like
cult shit.
something was awoken in her, or like Toby was pulling the strings or like flipping switches, where it was like, all right, like,
So,
like
that's
you're a
the stuff
sleeper
that's
agent or
filmed.
something.
Yeah. Yeah, she's fucking
Toby-
Winter Soldier from Civil War.
She's
There it
Winter
is.
Toby.
Toby's just whispering the keywords in her bed.
Yeah. Kill mode.
Umbrella.
Yeah,
Bedside
cabinet,
stand.
thermometer.
Yeah.
Lost tire.
I hear this and I stand next to a bed and stare at my partner for fucking 7 hours.
Yeah.
Did you say Umbrella Red 45?
Yes, excellent.
So going back to part 4, circling it around. So now Katie is.
I'm just so glad we're keeping on track this time, guys.
Yeah. We haven't even really touched on part 6, but so part 4, Katie is all.
Why is that?
Whatever she is. I don't know. Josh, maybe your notes can help me understand.
Katie reveal
what was
came late
going
in the
on.
movie because I didn't realize. I think that's what happened the first time we watched it. Is I was like, is this connected to the first 3? It feels like it
Right.
could be, but I wasn't sure because I wasn't really paying attention. And then Katie pops in. I was like, oh shit! All right, yeah. Still canon.
Right.
Cool. But yeah, she just shows up and starts. All I have is Katie's taking fucking names, like because she just starts
She does
lighting
whoop
people
some
up.
fucking ass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love her vibe in part 4 though.
yeah.
Because what they did really well with this is they played on on like your expectations, or maybe not expectations, but like what you're supposed to see out of Katie because you're familiar with her after that first movie, and then it's like, oh, she's evil, and then she just pops up out of a fucking doorway, and you're like, oh shit, and then she's nice, and you're like, what the fuck is about to happen?
And
It's good. All right. Fuck you guys.
No, we were all just like,
sorry she didn't.
It's doing in that moment because you were right.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've got random notes because I've got like, the Connect dance party was very clever, but very, very much dates the movie. Also, how many the chandelier scare was solid.
Yeah,
that
but
was
then
solid.
also, how many fucking chandeliers does one house need?
Dude, they had like
There's a lot of
multiple.
chandeliers.
Yeah, because I love when it drops, and the
3.
mom's like, "Now I'm worried about if this one's secure, and if this one." I was like, "How are you pointing at multiple
These
chandeliers
are such
throughout your home?"
insanely nice houses.
Yeah.
that one in particular.
Yeah.
6. That house is
6.
ridiculous.
That's a nice
It's
house.
massive.
Six is
The fucking
insane.
Christmas tree is ridiculous. That was
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah.
Absurd.
Yeah. I would be like, I'm way too rich to deal with this shit.
Yeah.
Just fucking leave.
Justin just giving the ghost money.
Yeah, like
Go get a hotel room
Just
for the
leaving
night.
cash on the
Yeah,
shelf.
dude.
Like, come on,
Yeah,
let me sleep.
I'm busy,
Yeah.
fucker. Like, I do not have time for this. I got to pay my mortgage.
Yeah.
For this gigantic, it's unnecessarily
Do you have
large
any
house.
idea how expensive my electric bill is? And
In
I've got to deal with this
California?
shit with this size
Oh, yeah.
house.
It's insane.
No.
Utilities.
It's probably
Pay your share.
solar.
Get the fuck out.
I'm sure it's solar.
You know what? Yeah, probably.
California, house that big.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The 4th movie is the actual like first sequel, because the other 2 and 3 were
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
other 2 are prequels.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was
I kind of feel like it might have flowed better if part 5 was part 4.
But then where would part 4 be?
part
After
5.
part 5. that part 4 would be part 5.
If they just swap
I kind
them.
of
just swap them.
I kind of feel like that would have been like, okay, you have the trilogy and then you come back out of nowhere with something different.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of interesting to me that that's not what they did, because
Right?
the 4th one is so much back to what they already did.
I got so fed up with it because I was just like, fuck, this again? Like, it's the same thing.
Josh,
Yeah.
I like part 4. You're not
and
wrong,
that's
dude.
thank you. Yeah. Well, no, that's what I wonder is what happened is when part 4 came out. I know
Right.
it wasn't well received.
Right.
So I wonder if
Yeah.
everyone's like, it's the same shit. Like you just
Yeah.
did. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Levitate. You're in a house, and then they were like, all right, well, let's shake things up and do something really crazy. And they did part 5,
And
which
people hated
I know
it.
is a fan favorite because a lot of people online like it now. Like
Right.
it's been.
Mhm.
It's found its audience, but at the time, I wonder if everyone was like, "What the fuck is this? This isn't Paranormal Activity. They're not in a house with
It's
the
interesting
same
how
shots."
much
And then they were like,
this-
"All right, fine, we'll just bring it all back to
Right.
the same fucking house."
That's why you don't listen to people.
But
You just
It's so
Right.
interesting
Yeah.
how much this franchise mirrors or parallels Resident Evil, because like they went through the same shit with those games, where like one game
The
they're like,
movie or the game?
no, the games, not the.
Okay,
movies.
I
The
was gonna
movies
say
is
I
a-
haven't watched
the movies. Is a
movies.
whole different issue.
Yeah, I
Holy
watched the
shit.
first 2, and I think that was it.
I forced me and Keith to sit through all of them.
Oh, dude.
It was it's an experience.
That's one franchise we're not going to bother with on this podcast.
It
I
might
don't
be worth
care.
it. It would be fucking hilarious. There's so much shit to talk about those movies.
I think I've only seen the first 3. I barely, I mean,
so much Mila Jovovich.
It's a lot of Mila. It's a lot of Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
Lilu Dallas, multipass. Anyway, so yeah. Part 4 wasn't, although like, okay, so Wyatt, that was his name, right? Or,
Wyatt.
Or was it?
I don't even remember who he's
Right,
well,
like, big wheel in the house. Such a power move.
So Wyatt was Hunter.
Yes.
Yeah. So right.
Yeah.
So what was the other kid's name? The other creepy fucking kid, Robbie.
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 Yeah, fuck that kid.
Robbie's
fuck
a dick.
Kid.
I do have Robbie as a dick written on my notes.
Which one was Robbie? Is that 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
We keep going back to 4.
The one that they
I feel
like
bad that we
babysit,
shit all
basically.
over it.
Was there a little?
Robbie.
There's little girls in 6, right?
The ones
There was
in
one.
the attic
There was
there?
one
Okay.
girl.
So
So
in 6.
Robbie's the one that I was like,
Oh yeah.
oh, you did 3, but now it sucks because it's a little kid, but it's not the little girls who were actually great.
Yeah.
And the little kid, I was like, God, this
Yeah,
kid is
so
fucking exhausting.
yeah, Robbie is the one who Lisa Frankenstein goes up into her clubhouse.
Yeah.
Catherine Newton is in the 4th one. She's the best part.
Yeah,
of the
she's
4th
awesome
one.
in that
Yeah.
movie. She was great.
It's
so
funny.
she goes,
You can see how talented she is. Even like, how old was she in this?
I think 15 or 16.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny
because
because
she acted circles around fucking
She
everybody.
pretty much carries the
it's funny
movie.
'cause
Yeah, she
12
did
years
great.
later, she's playing a high schooler still.
Yeah. But yeah, so she finds Robbie in her playhouse kind of thing, and from that first moment, I was like, I gotta punch that kid. Not really, but like you can't show up on my property being that creepy. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Not
Like,
allowed.
you can't do that. And then also whenever Robbie said
Comes back out with a shotgun.
right, fuck you. But no, there's a part where he was like, he doesn't like you watching us.
Right.
And at that point, it's like, dude, nah, you're not allowed in this fucking house.
That's okay. So a lot of this franchise to me is that should happen and it doesn't. Like, get the fuck out. Like,
Right.
whoa, that was crazy. Let's get the fuck out of this house. Or like so much crazy shit.
But it doesn't matter. The demon haunts you.
But how do
no
you
matter
take
where
it
you're
out
at,
on
bro.
surface value?
You know what's funny?
Right.
What's
Sunk
funny
cost
is
fallacy,
they keep
Derek. They
saying
bought the
that,
house.
and yet they never actually leave the fucking houses to check.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, I'd have been gone.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like the first time something like crazy
And here's
happens,
the
I'm
thing.
fucking out of here.
Yeah.
If it follows me, so be it. But now at least we know that for sure.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if
100%.
it follows me, then I tell everybody else, okay, probably fine for you to go back home then.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
gonna skedaddle for everyone's safety.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
And then
I'll
I'm
stay at
just
a
gonna
Holiday Inn
go
Express tonight.
Just sleep
out
under
to,
a
like the
bridge.
Salton Sea.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just live in a tent.
Yeah.
Haunt
What you
me
do.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have
well, I
fun
mean, if
haunting
you're
a
being
tent.
haunted,
Yeah.
you've already.
Yeah. Eat a dick.
Yeah. It's so boring.
You're just laying
So
there in the
you're
middle
gonna
of the
shake
night,
it in the
and then
wind?
the fucking,
Real
the fucking
fucking
wall
fun.
gets
Yeah.
moving, and you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck ever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Slam
got
the
me and my
flap.
bananas.
Yeah.
I don't care. Yeah.
It's so annoying to sleep, but at least you can't kill me.
Yeah. He will get bored eventually and leave.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's even I think it's in
I really fucked with the wrong guy.
I think it was in 6 and maybe in several of the other ones where I think it was the wife that was not believing him and he's just not showing her the footage. Like there's footage of crazy
I think that
shit.
was 6, yeah.
And it's like
That was
like 6 has the most footage.
no, that
the
was
most...
was that part 3?
I think
That,
it's-
well, maybe that happened a
I
couple
think it's
times.
happens
multiple
in a few.
movies.
Yeah, it's happened
Yeah.
a few times.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I think for sure in part 6, because he's got all this fucking like really like the most compelling footage, too compelling to be fair.
Yeah.
And,
However,
like, she's just like,
I thought that like there was a little bit of doubt at first, but then like not even halfway through, like they're on the same page.
Yeah.
I liked for the last half of the movie, like at some point she was like, all right, I'm in. I get this. Fuck this.
yeah.
Fuck this. Whereas I feel like the rest of the characters in I don't even fucking remember. Part 4. The couple just argued a lot. Clearly, they were going through marital
that was
issues.
a big reason why I didn't like.
They're
it,
an actual married couple. Those two.
Oh wow!
They're those two.
Wow.
And
like the wife comes into the kitchen, and her clearly after they had a fight, and her husband is holding a knife. One, I would be like, "What are you doing, bro?"
Yeah,
like that's kind of weird. Maybe
we
I
just
should.
had a knife.
We just had a fight. Yeah, we just had a knife, and you're
and you're ready to fight.
Yeah, and she just brushes it off, like, "Come back to bed." Okay, never mind. Don't and he's like, "What the fuck? Just fell out of the sky."
Yeah.
Like, you don't overlook that,
right?
You either married someone who's like losing their mind or a crazy person, or maybe you should just go, "Oh fuck, we got levitating knives now."
Well, yeah. Couldn't she like that's the knife that like disappeared on me out of fucking nowhere?
Right. Yeah.
Like an hour ago.
Where'd you find it? Like, oh, it fell from the sky.
Yeah. Like, oh,
we need to leave.
Clearly we got ghosts.
I don't remember throwing it into the sky, but I guess I did. Let's go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's me and Josh's explanation if we lost the knife.
Yeah, exactly. Must have blacked out while I was cutting veggies. Happens.
Oh, those onions were strong.
I cut my banana in half and I tossed the knife into the ceiling like I do.
Silly me.
Yep.
It's a fun game. Me and Kimmy like to play. It's called "Is the Knife Gonna Fall on Me Today?"
No, it's I was trying to remember because it's a New Girl. They play Sky Knife, I think is what they call it. And they throw the knife into the ceiling and dodge it. And that's essentially what we were playing.
I played a game like that when I was a kid when I had a bow and arrow. used to just shoot it in the night sky and run around. I shouldn't be here.
Yeah, that's how people have died.
Not at all.
It was a low pressure bow and arrow. It was just like a 25-pound pressure, but
it was low. So it wouldn't go that high.
So it would have only gone a few inches into your skull.
Only like this.
It wouldn't go the whole way. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Would have just knocked out
your head.
algebra or
That's
something.
crazy.
Yeah. Wouldn't kill me. Just completely change who I am as a person. There were some weird decisions made among my notes because Kimmy had even said this. Kimmy was like, "Why the fuck would you leave your kid alone in the bathtub? Like, even without demons or ghosts in your house,
that was weird.
A child alone in the tub is a drowning risk. Like, you do not.
He had his shows.
That kid's that young. Yeah.
He had his shows. He had his shows. She had to get laundry.
Well, good.
She got a
drowns to be able to watch SpongeBob.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, I don't know. I'm not a parent, so I don't know.
Yeah. Clearly.
I remember.
I feel like
she'd be like, he has his shows, and he'd walk away, and then dead. No,
I don't know what happened, officer.
He had his shows.
He was watching SpongeBob.
I thought he's old enough. There's not like a fucking like manual on how to raise a kid. He takes the bus every day by himself, so I figured he'd be all right.
Yeah, Derek, please confirm.
Right?
So what the age that you could not monitor a kid taking a bath?
Yeah. I mean, how old was this kid?
25.
I don't know how old he was. I mean, I'd certainly.
He was.
My kid's
like, I'll probably let them start bathing alone when they're 17, 18.
Right.
It's weird then.
Yeah, I mean, he's my kid's about.
When they can ask me to please leave.
Yeah, he's about to turn 4 in a couple months, and I mean, I still give him his bath, but I don't know at what point.
Yeah, that's still young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This kid was like 8.
Yeah, you could step away when they're 8. You could go do your laundry.
I mean,
maybe.
Yeah.
That kid looked like he was a drowner. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
You just got to know what you're dealing with.
This poor kid got fucking yanked under the water and transported to some random woman's basement in California named Anna. Like, fucking poor kid.
Can't fucking trust those 8-year-olds.
Nope.
No, can't trust those fucking witches.
I'm glad he came back because I thought that she was just gonna like walk into her kid dead. I was like, oh no, this is gonna be fucked up.
That's a bit too far.
Yeah. The way he.
That's coffee table level.
Yeah.
Well, so going back to part 4, we already were at part 4. Sorry. We jump to
Going
part
back to
5.
Part 6.
Yeah.
Which
What was the point of Robbie? Because obviously the misdirect is Robbie is Hunter.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I
then
was
you
just,
find
I was
out
saying,
that
what's the point of
Wyatt-
this fucking kid the whole time?
I thought that was
Yeah.
the
No, that's
I thought
not
that-
Hunter. So Hunter is obviously the baby that Katie takes at the end of part 2.
right.
So, because Hunter is Donna from Sons of Anarchy's kid. So
Right.
that's the first male born on their side of the family.
Right.
So she takes him, and then the Coven or Katie puts him up for adoption. Hunter's name becomes Wyatt, and that's the little kid in part 4, who then Robbie is the kid from next door, the creepy fucking
He's
kid
the
who
bait.
comes over, and he's like, he's like the one that like, I guess, coaches him towards the demonic light.
Wyatt is
Hunter.
I know that, but
Yeah.
it's Katie's adopted kid in that movie, right?
Well,
Yeah, she
Katie's
stole her
Kid that she's
sister's kid.
dragging around.
Yes.
The kidnapped kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kidnapped kid.
But this brings
Yeah, I think it's
Call me the kidnapped
so
kid.
many more questions.
yeah, for
Like,
sure.
Yeah.
Well,
so
it's
what
like
do
what
they
Justin asked at the beginning of the episode was why put him up for adoption? Like you have
Yeah.
Robbie,
Yeah.
you're raising a kid
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get him back. Why'd you fucking give him away in the first place?
Well, I guess that means that there are multiple families that are
Oh, yeah.
involved in all of this stuff. So it's a bigger, I guess, witch conspiracy.
Right.
To
I
where
mean,
maybe
we've
they're
seen
trying
how-
to
I
bring
mean,
in
there's
multiple
like
demons.
a
global
bunch
syndicate.
of fucking witches in that coven. So
Yeah. So Robbie
if
is
they're all
obvi-
related to them.
Yeah, Robbie is like their foot soldier guy who like goes
Right,
in
Robbie,
to like
Robbie,
the
the
little
5-year-old,
the
the
little
8-year-old
5-year-old.
We're
foot
sending in
Yeah.
Robbie.
Yeah, we're sending in Robbie's gonna get the job done.
he's
You want something done right, you gotta do it. Do it
Yeah.
yourself the first time.
he's actually
I'm
like,
going in.
he's actually 45.
He's got a knife in his mouth. He's like,
He's like, you need me to get this Hunter kid? All right.
And
Tell me this. Does he play Xbox?
he's fucking
sold.
He's just like straight up just walking
Yeah.
to the front door. He's got his baby bonnet on, his full beard, and he gets up there. He fucking puts the cigar out. He's like, "Goo goo gaga."
Yeah. I told you I was retired. He's chopping wood. He's like, no, we need you.
One last job.
Yeah,
He's
go
the
One
most
last
ripped baby you've ever fucking seen.
Puts on
Just
his
glistening baby biceps.
Yeah.
Just whack.
puts on his fucking socks and sandals, the little capri pants or whatever the fuck those things were.
But it's all done to like dun, 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 dun. Just tying his little fucking baby bonnet on. And he loads his pacifier
Yeah.
and puts it in his mouth.
So yeah, I guess that they used Robbie
Yeah.
I like
to do.
I like
legitimately
serious about
figuring out why that they use this 6-year-old little fucking.
But it's funny because
dickheaded kid.
they're the same age, Robbie
Yeah.
and Wyatt.
and
And I just like to
Hunter.
think, let's say like they're both babies, right? Let's rewind like 6-7 years.
Okay, guys. Okay, yeah, they're babies.
Yeah, so let's rewind 6-7 years while they're still
Yeah.
babies. It's like, all right, we're gonna put Hunter up for adoption, but we're gonna raise Robbie to
Totally
get
makes
him
sense.
back.
Right. Yes.
in
Yeah.
6 or 7 years from now. And we'll train him to do that specifically,
Yeah.
as opposed to just
Yeah.
keeping him here and for whatever reason that we
Is it just what's weird is like I keep thinking like, is it just so that she wouldn't stick out more? But also like from the beginning of the movie, they're like that fucking weirdo over there.
what
Right.
what
yeah.
the fuck's the point of this franchise, guys?
That's, hold on, you're not supposed to go that
It's just
far.
meant to
Don't shit
scare
on it.
you.
Totally. It's a good story. We'll get to part 6 in a
Yeah.
minute. It's a good story, guys. Yeah.
So maybe she, because wait, yeah, she tells Wyatt that he and Robbie were both adopted and his other family needs him back. So
Yeah.
did she just recently get Robbie back? Like, were they both?
Also, back?
They were hold on, who?
Katie.
So I don't know. I think we're
I love how few moving parts there is to this franchise. There's like
still
barely
lost,
any
yeah.
people in it, and it's still like, hold on, I can't keep track of who's doing what for why.
Well, because I'm taking notes like, oh, there's a strong physical media collection in Katie's house. Like, that's exciting. Because when they went back in time, I was like, look at how many DVDs she owns. Hell yeah. Like, that's what I care about. That's what I notice. I don't remember any of these characters' names, but cool.
Good movie set. I think it was. I don't know, man.
We've worn them down.
I'm just talking about part 4. We're spending a lot of time on part 4. But there was.
Thank God,
because I think that has
skipped over it earlier.
Yeah, because I think that Robbie's whole task was to walk Hunter through. Because I remember him saying that there were like 3 stages that he had to complete in order to fucking something. And then I think Robbie's job was to kind of like coax him through that.
Which is
he needed that peer. Yeah, he needed that kid on kid like influence. Something.
It's called peer pressure. It's called
peer pressure. Yeah, Robbie just peer pressured the fuck out of Hunter. Whatever. Let's go to part 6.
Wait, one other thing is how the fuck, and maybe this is the power of the witch or whatever was entranced. How do you not, maybe I'm just a very light sleeper, how do you not realize that your blanket has been violently pulled from your body and then you're levitating? Like, how hard was that character? Was it Catherine Newton?
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. Yeah, the mom gave her a lot of sleeping pills. Yeah, which I mean, right? Like, husband was right on. If I'd have been pissed. Yeah, I'd have been pissed.
Yeah,
be like, you go into the fucking kitchen and fucking deal with the falling knives.
Yeah,
fucking dick.
It's a great levitation scene, though.
It was. That was really
cool. It's a fucking solid.
That was solid.
Yes.
I would have liked to have seen like the behind the scenes, like how they filmed that. That was really that was done really well.
They threw her into the air. It's all a slow motion camera.
Yeah, good point.
It's a good one.
I did notice that, like, I think you guys probably saw the stories that I posted, but it was like by the time, like, first 2 movies, first movie it was 1 door open at night, and then the second movie it was 2, and then by the time you hit the 3rd movie was all open because they were in a loft. Except the parents had the 1 door open, but part 4 they really upped it because it had 3 open doors in 1 fucking bedroom.
And then how do you go from there? You go part 5, you just go outside.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, part 5 is entirely outside. No doors whatsoever.
No doors. You could be attacked anywhere.
Now they're inverse doors. They're closing everybody off.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, part 6, time travel portals. That's
you're fucked.
Even beyond.
See, once
beyond
again,
doors.
We haven't really talked about it yet because we haven't talked about part 6 yet.
Yeah.
But like the tech just gets so ridiculous, and that's just another example.
Yeah. So
the door technology of these movies just goes out of control.
You guys mentioned the CG in part 6, so now we're gonna jump to part 6.
Okay. Now we're gonna get into part 6.
Here's the crazy thing about this franchise is the entire franchise, all 6 movies, only cost $18 million to make for a whole fucking 6 movies. The first 5 movies grossed $811 million.
That's insane.
Yeah, insane.
And they couldn't have put up more money to make the CG in part 6 better.
Not only that,
are you fucking kidding me?
But I almost guarantee that most of that $18 million went to that CG budget.
Yeah.
Probably.
Which is not wow.
Right. Well, part 5 had the biggest budget, I want to say.
Really?
And it makes sense because there's more stuff going on, more locations and more actors and all kinds of stuff.
There's more chronicling.
Way more chronicling. Skateboard scene. That was dope. Obviously the shotgun scene we've already talked about. That was killer.
Yeah, the shotgun.
I like Hector getting all those, or was it Jesse getting those superpowers where he's fucking like leaning and shit and like throwing people off.
Those are really cool. And then his buddy tries to do the same thing and falls.
Yeah. Yeah, there were some
His buddy
funny.
was hilarious.
There were some funny moments with
Yeah.
that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like. That's what I liked about 5. It was like the relationships that those kids had.
Yeah.
Like they genuinely felt like they were like
Well,
best
and
friends.
It
Yeah.
feels
and
so
outcasts and
refreshing.
nerds.
It felt so refreshing directly after 4 to go into that one and be like, oh, they're all friends. They like each other. It's not like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Not all
yeah.
this
And
tension.
then when Jesse like starts to turn, it's like the stress that their friends are going on is like, oh shit, like we got to save this
Yeah.
kid.
That's the thing. I love all the stuff in 5 of them. It's the story that gets like kind of in the way of their movie
Yeah,
to me.
I don't know, dude.
Like it-
Carlos with the black eyes was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
It was
dope.
cool.
Why did he pull a fucking piece of thread out of his eyeball?
Yeah, that sucked.
What's going
Yeah,
I fucking hated that.
on?
yeah. I had to kind of look away for a
2.
second.
He pulled
Pretty gross.
2.
Yeah, he pulled 2.
Was it 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Because he got the first one out and then he
Yeah.
looked at it and he was like, I better go in for seconds.
yeah,
What was that?
yeah,
No, not good.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
whatever's floating in the fucking ether in the ghost dimension.
And it was also like I dug the whole idea of them taking the GoPro camera and towards the beginning and putting it through the vents to go spy on Anna's apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was
that was
fucking
sick.
cool.
Yeah, it was.
That was
Oh.
awesome.
I have a thing that'll kind of do that because I was doing plumbing stuff and I had to order this, like, it's a fucking long ass like camera on a stick.
Yeah.
And I put it down the fucking pipes and I was like, man, there's a horror movie here. This
Right,
is so
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
this little tiny pipe monsters
Yeah,
or
right.
something.
Dude, I
yeah, that was cool.
I hate to be that douche, but there was a moment where I just
you
got I got
your
so,
favorite thing.
I got so removed from there was just an interaction that was so unrealistic when he's in the laundry basket and he goes down the stairs and then they're like,
Oh,
like
yeah.
they're laughing. And it was just and this is so fucking subtle and insignificant, but I was like, what the fuck? He goes, what did that feel like going down? Like, what did it feel like? And I was like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even catch
like, what
that.
do you- yeah.
dude.
And I was
They would have been like, oh,
Yeah.
that's sick.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
not
but
like
it was
that.
just so like, I don't know, they're improvising, obviously, right? So he came up
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
something and it didn't work, but the director didn't care to be like, no, like,
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they.
We
I
got it.
read.
Yeah.
I read that that was a genuine reaction to
saw
that
that.
kid going down it because
Yeah.
they kept trying
Really?
to. They kept trying to get it to go and it wouldn't, and like it kept fucking up, and then finally the dude like. He yanked something and then caused it to go down way faster than it should,
yeah,
or something to that.
It was
effect.
one of the crew members
Oh, yeah.
had the basket on like
Yeah.
a cable and he fucking just
That's right.
yanked it and he flew
Yeah,
down.
so that reaction was like
Wait,
legit.
so his reaction of like, how did it feel like that?
Why-
No,
I
no,
don't-
no. The
okay.
up close, like,
Oh,
like
okay,
yeah,
okay.
of the
Falling
kid
down,
going
yeah.
down it.
Okay,
Yeah, it's just
I was
such a-
like, that doesn't
Yeah.
feel like a
Right.
like, oh, that went crazy
Yeah,
reaction.
right.
Yeah.
What did that feel like going downstairs? Just, I don't know. It was like
In a bath.
it was just
Scary.
a weird fucking
Yeah.
question to ask.
Yeah. Okay, so part 6.
Part 6.
Part
Like
Fucking 6.
I don't know how you guys liked it, but I kind of felt that I felt like it had a lot of bad editing. Like it was
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
husband would explain things, and then as soon as he made his point, bam, it was like cut to the
Yeah.
next scene.
It was there
Yeah.
was zero in I think 5 had this too, but not as bad as 6, where like there's no tension anymore. It's just like a thing happens and we go on to the next thing.
Yeah.
A thing happens and we
It's
go
like
on to the next
watching
thing.
things unfold instead
Yeah,
of
it's
sitting
just-
with the tension.
Yeah, like there's no, it's not scary anymore because they're just
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, we're here. Oh, there's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what's funny
What were you gonna say,
about
Derek?
the editing being shitty? The director of the 6th one was the editor of the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and I think maybe even possibly the
gotcha.
5th movie. He edited a
Yeah.
bunch
Wow.
of the other ones.
Wow.
But that's what I was wondering too. Is like as
He was so sick of all the fucking long shots
Yeah.
that he's like, nope.
Yeah.
Not
Well, it's
my
probably all
movie.
the that's what a lot of people complain about when they talk about these movies being boring or overhyped. Is they're like nothing really happens. Like it's just a lot of like fucking just sitting and waiting. And I'm like, yeah, that's like that's tension.
That's
That's
the point.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
Like
that's how you.
if something happened every 5 minutes, you'd get out of the fucking house immediately.
Well,
but
and the thing is like I definitely get that. Like I have ADHD and shit, so like I get that. Like it is hard for me to sit and watch these movies unless I'm in the right mood, and then I can fucking sit here and watch them all day. And it's like that's why 5 is weird to me, right? Because like it's so different from the rest of those.
Yeah.
And it's like that's why 6 is weird to me, because it's in a different way so different than the rest of these. Like, it's
well, I think where that complaint holds a little bit of weight is because that works so well in the first one, and I think the complaint is it's fucking 6 movies of that. That's the and I don't know if
that's why 3 is interesting, right? Because they take that and they put the fucking the spin on it, so it's more interesting.
I did enjoy this as a whole, but towards the end of it, I was like, all right, like and maybe that's where I did have a great appreciation of the 5th one. It was nice to have something different, but I could see where the complaints were coming from people who were like, whoa, like. Why is this? Why is this?
Why do we have 6 of these?
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know. Like I think part 6, I gave it a pass just because they returned back to the kind of the same formula. So they had a pretty big feat to to go after, or to achieve. So you have a 6th movie. It's a new couple or new family. They have to notice the paranormal activity. They got to go through the same reactions that everybody does. It's like, oh shit, this is crazy. And then they have to go, oh, wait a minute, this is not good. And then they have to learn the entire history of the whole fucking franchise at that point.
Right.
And then they have to deal with it, and then they got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
That's a lot of shit to cover in one movie in 90 minutes.
For sure.
So that's why it's edited so quick together.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Which it needed another 30 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Benefit of a found footage movie is you can just kind of explain some of that without filming it. I feel like the 6th movie does do a better job of giving us an excuse for them to film everything, because the camera's actually showing them weird shit where it's like, for some reason I can only see this black goo when I use this camera.
From my Ghostbusters camera.
Because I was watching part 4 and I'm like, why the fuck is this kid filming him flirting with her and trying to you're not spitting game. Put the fucking camera down and focus on the girl you're trying to date.
Right.
And it's happened throughout the franchise where I'm like, this doesn't need to be recorded. Nobody would actually take the camera out and press record in this moment. But
let me set up all the computers in your house to just record 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And it was that was a bit of a stretch for sure. It was weird.
Yeah.
I also kind of feel like being able to see, they literally said now in the fucking thing, it says now you can see the activity, or finally you can see the activity. And I was like, oh no, that's not good.
But I do kind of,
because it takes away like the tension of seeing a room and then not knowing if you're supposed to see something in there.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you're just like, oh fuck, something happened.
Yeah.
Is so much. I don't even know if it's scary, but it touches that like primal fight or flight thing.
Yeah.
Whereas like if I see a thing of goo standing there, and like that's the thing is like it's
gonna be like you're making a mess on my fucking carpet, bro.
Right.
Like come
that
on.
too. But also like as far as movie viewer, like I see the thing standing there. I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I know what's
really
going on in the scene now.
Not being able to know where it is.
Yeah. It honestly feels like a detriment to the tension.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, this one was filmed in 3D, and that's why they had to do that.
Right.
Oh,
so they were like,
that.
Yeah, this one was.
That was filmed in 3D.
What?
It was, yeah.
Huh.
So that's why they were like, oh, 3D is a thing now, but our whole deal is not showing you the monsters or ghosts. So how do we work this around?
Yeah.
I suddenly remembered
make it look like
whenever
fucking gack.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I suddenly remembered whenever it came out and they were like, oh, it's in 3D. And everyone was like, why?
Yeah. Oh, so Mika's body's going to get thrown right at me now? Like,
See, but that would have been good. I would have liked that.
Yeah.
And as
no.
we talked about in Jaws, small enough it'll fit through the screen.
There you go.
No dorsal fin. There you go.
Instead, we got a goose.
Goose. It's a goose. Yay! It is goo. So you know what? I am by contract forced to like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I liked 6. To most of it, but I do. I really love the exorcism scene at the end. I like that. I liked how that priest, like, it's funny to think about the priest in part 6 walking in and being like, okay, what's fucking going on? Like, this is going on. Like, okay, well, all right, we got a fucking problem. Whereas the psychic in the first one was like, I'm out of here. Fuck this place. This is too much. I'm fucking gone. You're fucked. I'm leaving you alone. Have fun dealing with a fucking demon.
Yeah.
But this priest was like, I got it. He didn't have it. He died. He died horribly.
Did not have it.
He was way in over his head, but he didn't. He didn't realize how deep he was in. So I mean, he gets credit, but I think that whole exorcism scene was awesome.
I think that's proof God doesn't exist, because God should have gave him a head up.
Oh, completely. Well,
like, hey man, you do not need to do this.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I told that psychic, he heard
my back.
Yeah, I mean, this movie is like. Yeah, like, of course, fuck God. Because if God existed, if God existed and God was like, all loving and powerful, he would at least realize, okay, we're 6 movies deep here, and these cosmic witches with time portals are, it's been decades that they're trying to bring this fucker to life, and they finally succeed, and you do nothing. And then now you have a priest that is finally trying to, like, get on top of this shit, and you let him die? Like, it's a dick move.
There's a whole other franchise here.
Not a bad guy.
It's a spin-off franchise where
what if,
a bunch of priests.
What if the whole time Toby wasn't a demon?
What was he?
He was just a dude.
Just some dude named Frank.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Just a dude that they had to bring to birth through this weird situation. He's fine. He's a philanthropist. He's like he's like charitable and shit.
Yeah. But I think what I like about this whole franchise is I think, James, you said it earlier, is like, or maybe that was whenever we were talking the other day. I like that it's the whole story. It's one of the only franchises that really told a straight story through the whole fucking thing. It deviated to different aspects of that of the world, but it still was a pretty linear story, and it delivered it.
Which is kind of fitting that we're doing this after Jaws, because similar, like, it follows pretty much the same family throughout this franchise,
with a detour to SeaWorld.
Yeah.
And this one took a detour to fucking LA. Like the streets of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Less cocaine.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, like, as a franchise, as a story for a franchise, like, I don't know. I think it stands apart from a lot of.
Well, it's funny because it doesn't even really start the story in the first one. Like, the first one's just fucking,
a movie.
Yeah.
The first one's sort of the middle math.
Well,
it's not the aftermath.
No,
it's
right.
They built a story around it after the fact.
Yeah,
is what happened.
Yeah, that's definitely the more accurate way.
And here's the thing, like, dude, like, to create a 6-movie story that is pretty cohesive, that's maybe has a couple things where you're like, okay, why did they do that? But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, the through line is still pretty constant. To create a 6-movie like story that kind of held tight like that, it's pretty impressive.
I will say, I kind of, not on purpose obviously, but I kind of did 6 a disservice, because for so long I've heard you talking about how good it is, and like how it like wrapped it up and everything. Right.
The bad guys won. Bad witches won.
Except that in my head, it was a lot more wrapped up than it was in this.
Yeah.
So
because you wanted to know what Toby did, and
I've had all these fucking years
of
thinking about what this movie could be, and being like, well, I should go watch that, and then being like, well, I got fucking 5 other movies to watch. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So like, however many years later, the whatever vague story I built up in my head, it just couldn't compare to this, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I really like the fucking.
But I'm saying, if I had seen it when it first came out, I probably would have liked it more.
Yeah.
because I didn't have time to be like,
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was a good, good wrap up.
I like
Bad-
the giant
bad guys
sheep
won.
ghost.
I needed more Satan.
Yeah,
Giant sheet ghost.
That was a
oh
cool
yeah,
sheet
yeah.
ghost.
And the exorcism scene.
yeah,
That was dope.
that was really dope.
Yeah, solid.
This is the father of small sheet ghost from the other one.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
But I
I
also just have in my notes 3D fucking sucks, man.
I gotta say, as an atheist, I still would go with a priest and not a psychic. Like if there's some hauntings going on, it's like, oh fuck,
Yeah, for sure.
I need a
Oh,
priest.
because that's the as soon as
Yeah.
ghosts and shit happens, as a skeptic, you're like, all right, I guess I'm wrong about all this.
Yeah.
So what else am I wrong about?
Yeah.
Fucking
Right.
get me
Right.
every religious authority in here.
Yeah.
One
'Cause I
of
don't know
my
what the fuck to talk
notes.
about.
One of my notes is again, thank fuck I don't have to ever worry about this happening because demons don't exist.
Yeah.
But although I
my
don't know
question.
how much paranormal activity would you need as an atheist to finally go, all right, man, I need some
something-
I need some fucking help.
I mean,
Something has to grab me and physically throw something at me or me
Yeah.
across the room.
it would
Yeah,
have
if
to
I hear the
no.
roar and I see the hoof prints, I'm gonna be like,
Dude, just
not a
fucking
goat in my
I'm
house.
just gonna be like, oh, friend.
black
Right.
goo flying around my house. Like I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
but dude, you're
I wouldn't-
6 movies deep at that point.
You're
Like,
yeah, but it's new
Well,
to
the
that
black
family.
goo's not.
It's
the
new to
black
that
goo's
guy.
not in your
Yeah.
house.
Also-
it's only on
also,
camera. You're not actually seeing this goo.
And
Might
I
be
would
the
like to
camera.
point
Yeah, so you
out
just think it's a camera.
that camera is crazy. So
high tech,
how
dude.
can it's too high tech?
Yeah.
Especially because it's supposed to be from like the 80s
the
or some
80s.
shit.
Yeah, they build.
It's too high tech. It looks like a fucking transformer. But
Yeah.
also, you pick up this camera and you just start seeing random black shit through it. I'm not gonna be like, ooh, a ghost. I'm gonna be like, ooh, this camera's broken.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
built a shit custom camera, is what you did.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
This camera's a beast. It's got 4 times processors and whatever the fuck.
Because that happens right
I
now.
was
Where I'm like, oh, this camera sucks. Oh, I've got the wrong fucking Snapchat filter on or something.
Right.
Thought there was a ghost in my house, but no, it was just trying to turn me into a kitten.
But I just feel
But
like
yeah,
the freaked
That's just me,
outedness
Josh.
does not happen early enough in any of these movies. And none of the kids
Yeah.
get freaked
Yeah.
out at all. They're all just like, hey,
None of them,
You know,
right.
like, what's up, Toby?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, yo, Toby.
I
Yeah,
did
like-
love the what was it in 6 when the aunt is like checking on the kid and the ghost like
Bro,
fucking
you
rushes
said ants
past
and
her.
I thought actual
Yeah.
ants.
No, yeah, not insect aunt, auntie.
The aunts.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I didn't
Yeah,
have kids.
the ghost like breezes past her or something, or like almost knocks her on her ass, and she's like
Yeah.
very shocked, and then immediately he's like, "Okay, you just go right to bed, honey."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Why would you
Yeah.
leave the kid?"
Yeah. I thought the same thing. That's
Yeah.
so
I
fucked
don't
up.
have to outrun the ghost. I just have to
Yeah.
outrun you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like, how would you not
And
do
you're tucked in bed, so you're
But
fine.
like something's in this room, and I think it might want you, so I'm gonna get out of the way.
That's
Which
totally,
means it doesn't want me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's totally what that was. The fact that
Yeah.
she didn't grab the kid and like, let's get the hell out of here. It's like,
No,
you need to go to bed. Get
Yeah,
the
it's
fuck
just
outta
like,
here.
you be distracted,
Yeah. What an asshole.
Probably
Yeah, I
not a
think-
sacrifice, but it might as well be.
I think you're right, James. I think it would take something grabbing me and pulling me out of bed for me to be like, all right.
Either
Need a
that
priest.
or me
Right.
physically seeing something like a chair fly across a room
Yeah. Yeah.
with no one else in the house or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Something that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
to me like that's physically fucking impossible.
I'll just start going to church. Like I'll start easy. Like I'll ease my
I mean,
way
I don't
into
know
it.
if I do that.
I'll ease my way into it, and just like I'll go to church.
There-
Let's see if this keeps happening, and then
There
we'll
was,
It
gradually.
gets worse.
Right.
Maybe I shouldn't go to church anymore. Weird how that works.
Yeah.
The demon was like, I thought we had a bond, bro. Now you turn your back on me.
Fucking dick.
Yeah.
I really
There-
want one of these haunted house movies where like it's not a malevolent ghost. It's like a
Right.
ghost trying to chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What sucks about like being such a skeptic of this stuff, like you want to believe it because like that would be cool. But then how it is an interesting question of like how much do you need to experience before you stop trying to find rational answers, because those rational answers don't exist.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing is like, to me, that's hard to say because I kind of believe in spirits and ghosts and shit. So like, I'm pretty primed for it. Now, the question that was posed was, how much would it take for you to be like, oh, fuck this, I'm leaving?
Yeah.
That's how much I'd take to be like, oh, okay, this is a serious thing. It's not just shadow people in the corner of my eye or some shit.
Right. But but what sucks is like, I have seen stuff on TikTok that like I genuinely can't explain. Like there was back when TikTok first started to take off, I found this lady's profile that she was in, I want to say it was Italy. And she lived in a small 1-bedroom apartment, and we all have done video editing. We know how to I feel like I've consumed enough media to where I know what is CG. I know where the edits are. I know how you would logically be able to do things. But I have seen stuff on there where it's people just documenting shit that goes on in their house where it's like, okay, I have that cannot be like made.
So
there was a lot of stuff. There was she had a closet in her kitchen, and she would be in her living room, and that closet door something would be inside the closet, and dude, I'm not kidding, it sounded like a man beating through the fucking door. And she's home alone, and she literally turns on the camera, sits there, films towards her kitchen. You can clearly hear it, and she gets up and she walks to it and then turns the corner, opens the door. There's nothing. And as she turns the door, you can see the door fucking moving. So it's like, at that point, it's like, dude, I have genuinely no idea how you would fake that.
You know what?
And this isn't just like a edited.
No.
Well, I think what it is that she's
really,
really good, and she's cutting right as she opens the door, and there's actually a fucking dude in that closet. But hold on. So when she opens the door, it cuts. So it opens and it shows the closet after she's killed the guy.
Yeah, maybe.
Gotten rid of the body.
Maybe. I'm just going to turn this into a giant TikTok account and make money.
There you go.
There was one where there was a couple that had a bunch of weird shit happening in their house. So they did the same thing as Paranormal Activity, and they set up their stuff, and they had a camera in their kitchen. The husband was perched here. The kitchen, like the wife is over here, and the husband was sitting at his computer desk.
So subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to see what
the camera, you can see the husband through an open, like kind of like an open door in the living room at a computer desk. The wife's at the kitchen, and then the fridge is right here up against the wall. A knife set is at top of the kitchen, or on top of the fridge, and you see it start to rattle, and then a fucking knife flies across the kitchen. And it's like, dude,
that's where it gets to more like, I'd have to watch it.
Right. Yeah. I watched it a lot. And it's like, okay, is there a cut? Is there a string at the end of that? How would they have set that up? And it's fun to look at.
Could be entirely CG.
Yeah.
Maybe. So, and I mean, if they did, then that's pretty dope. I kind of want to start a TikTok account where we just fake Paranormal Activity shit.
Yeah, there's a guy I follow who does short horror films on TikTok that are fucking terrifying, and I hate it because I watch TikTok at night and he keeps coming up in my feed, and I'm like, this sucks.
Is it like it's just a dude and he's like in his apartment, and then it's these weird fucking like guys?
Sometimes
I've seen those.
Or they'll do like office building, like
liminal
pieces.
spaces.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fucking Derek got me on this
but
shit.
The knife line would be...
I'm really gonna enjoy this, and every time I'm like, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that.
Yeah. So like, I don't know, like as a skeptic, you want to you consume all that stuff, but then you're like constantly looking for logical explanations. But then it's like, I don't know, maybe we've already seen stuff that I don't know. The shadow on my wall, I still have no fucking clue. I have no clue how to explain that.
Yeah.
There's no way to make that shadow on that wall without standing right where I'm sitting.
Well, there's no light source to create
There's no light
that
source.
Shadow.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. There's literally no rational, logical explanation for what the fuck that was and how it moved. I even went outside my window and tried to go in front of my window. I watched cars
I
go
remember
by.
You did experiments.
I did everything I could for days.
Like it was days, bro.
Yeah,
He just kept being like, "See, look, it doesn't do it."
And had a spreadsheet and graphs.
Every
All right,
single
8:47 a.m. on a Tuesday. I walked by wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and the shadow looked like this.
Yeah, and there was nothing that would create. The only way I was able to recreate that shadow is to stand here and then walk that way whenever there was light coming in that way, and then it reflected on that wall. So that means something had to have been here to make that shadow cast on that wall, but there was nothing there. I wasn't moving. I didn't have a cat, no animals, no person. What the fuck was that?
You have a cat now, to be clear.
Yeah, I have a cat now, but what the fuck was that? And I don't believe in any of it. I would like to.
What's funny is I do believe in it, in so much of it, and yet I am constantly like, fuck, I proved it wrong.
Right, yeah.
Like, that's the worst part is I want all of it to be so real, and I'm always like,
yeah, dude, if I was laying in bed and something grabbed my leg and threw me off the bed, I think my first reaction would be, fuck you, what the fuck is that? But also it'd be like, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be like, here's a pen, introduce yourself.
Gotta tell the boys.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me text them. Hold on.
I would just immediately be like, how long have you been here? And do you watch me all day? Like, how much privacy do I have?
Do you want to come on the podcast?
Yeah. I was going to say
free on Tuesday.
Right.
Let me
record it at 8:30.
Let me get my Simon.
You already know that, right? You already know that.
Let me get my Simon game. Yeah,
I was going to say, if I texted you guys, I just flew out of the bed, Josh's response would be like, you probably just blacked out for a little bit.
Probably had too many bananas.
You had an intense dream. Yeah. And you've been keeping up with your fiber, so you're lighter. Like, that's...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Lighter.
I've fallen out of bed before.
Yeah. There was
Justin, it's not a big deal.
Have you guys ever sleepwalk?
No.
Yeah. I used to do it all the time.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised I never have.
Yeah, me too. What happened with you, Josh?
Nothing ever got like really bad when I would do it. I just remember vividly.
Killed the
guy. Yeah, but he was a dick. So I did everyone a favor.
And I was asleep, so I didn't even technically know.
Right.
So my eyes were closed.
No, it was when I lived in Nebraska, so I was honestly just trying to get out.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, like by any means necessary, just leave. I would sleepwalk through the house. I don't think.
How old were you?
8, 7.
Definitely punching you in the face if you slept walking my fucking house at 8, bud.
I just remember you're gonna get Chuckied across the room.
Yeah, well, this was in the 90s, so we didn't have cameras to capture any of it. So there was nothing like. I can talk to my mom and see if she remembers any of it, but I know I've woken up in the other room before and been like, what the fuck did I do? Like, I went to bed. What am I doing here? It's 2 a.m., but I'm just like standing by the couch, or I was like in the hallway.
Yeah.
I just remember one time I woke up and I went to reach for my glasses and they weren't on my headboard. And I was like, where the fuck are my glasses? And I just like tore my room apart looking for my glasses. And my mom was like, what, you lost your fucking glasses? Those are expensive. And I was like, I didn't mean to. I put them in the same spot. I always put them in. There's no way. What happened to my glasses? And then I went upstairs and I opened the fridge and they were sitting in the eggs. So I had apparently, I or somebody else in my household, which was literally just me, my mom, and my little brother, who I think was still in a crib at the time. Unless my mom was playing a real shitty prank on me, somebody in the middle of the night, because I put my glasses away, I'd never put them in the fridge for any reason.
Yeah,
I would always take them off right before bed, set them on the same spot on my headboard every night. And at some point during the night, somebody had taken them upstairs and set them in the refrigerator.
Was this the same house that the faucet turned on by itself?
No, that was Colorado. So the
demon followed you guys.
Yeah.
Josh, did you ever consider?
And it just fucks with me in the kitchen.
Did you ever consider it's an egg glasses demon?
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Look, I'm here to help.
Yeah, the egg glass. How is that compared to the banana zeitgeist, whatever fucking thing you mentioned earlier?
Cosmic Witch Banana Zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Name of the episode. When I was 15, when I was 15 and we moved back to Florida, my bedroom was the only bedroom on the bottom floor of the house, and I woke up upstairs in my mom's bathroom, staring at myself in the mirror. That was weird.
Yeah.
My mom woke me up. There was a hallway that led to my bedroom, and I remember waking up one morning for school because hearing my mom's voice woke me up, and she was like, "Why the fuck is there water in the hallway?" And I was "What?" And I opened the door, and we looked down, and there was just a perfect puddle of water in the middle of the floor. It was the tile floor. So and there was no cup. So I must have done something.
Tile water demon.
Yeah, tile water demon.
Tile water demon.
And then there was another time that I woke up outside, staring at the wall of the fucking house in my backyard. Outside.
Shit.
And but what's weird about that is I woke up for just a second to get a flash of the wall and the light, and then I was asleep. And then when I woke up the next morning, I was like, did that happen? It kind of felt very dreamlike.
This motherfucker got abducted and is acting like it's like he's
and then I woke up. I woke up and I was like, was that a dream? That could have been a dream. And then I got up, got ready for school, came out of my room, and my grandmother went to go get the paper, and she was like, why is the light out here on? The door's unlocked. What the hell? And that I must have sleptwalked and went outside and unlocked the door and flipped on the.
You definitely got
fire
fire in the sky, for sure.
Why are your footprints through the yard?
Totally.
Why is there burn marks from a tractor beam here in the yard?
That was the only time that ever happened. But I thought that was really weird.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's not fun because you worry about the shit
cool.
that could happen. Yeah,
right.
That last one could have been an outside wall demon.
I think so.
An outside wall demon.
Outside wall demon.
I don't know how many demons. There's like
rare.
Mega Man villains.
So many.
Outside wall demons are rare.
I don't know. I think my Walt Shadow and Josh's kitchen
Shadow Speed,
Shadow Speed, and then Josh's kitchen faucet demon. I think that's pretty solid evidence.
That's
pretty solid evidence.
That's a plumbing demon.
I think we're ghosts.
Maybe.
Oh man, is that the twist?
That's
that we were dead all along.
Paranormal Activity twist. It's that the Creep-O-Rama podcast guys have been ghosts the whole time. Thank you for watching this Paranormal Activity 8.
Right. Now, where's my bananas?
It's just this podcast. Honestly, an episode, maybe this has already been done. I don't know. I haven't watched enough modern horror movies like this, but I could totally see a Paranormal Activity 8 where it's a Zoom call.
Oh yeah. Well, that's Host. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which was fucking great.
We haven't watched it yet.
We got to get him on the.
That one's only an hour long.
Okay.
You got to watch it on your laptop with headphones, and it'll scare the fucking bejesus out of you.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That's a good way to watch that.
That one was. That one was really impressive.
I thought I watched Midnight Meat Train and almost threw up, even though I don't know why. Because going back and rewatching it, I was like, "What?" I also had a very high fever at the time.
Unfriended,
possibly food poisoning.
2 was like a supernatural one too, right?
What was it?
I don't know.
Unfriended Dark Web.
Watch those.
Oh,
I didn't see that.
Oh, you haven't watched either of them?
No.
They're
Is
solid.
that a double feature?
Yeah.
Is it a triple feature?
I think it's only 2 of them, but
host in those?
Oh, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Hosting those.
Hosting those.
God damn it. Do we have anything else, or are we all paranormaled out?
I am
going over scores.
I am a little.
Oh yeah, scores.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'm a little curious about 7, to be honest. I know it's not.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch it.
I guess it's a completely different story.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it, but
you haven't watched it?
No, they go to an Amish community and paranormal shit happens.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, there is some activity of the paranormal persuasion in.
It's in an Amish community.
Yeah.
That's dope.
It's called Next of Kin, serving as the 7th installment.
Gotcha, that makes sense.
Yeah, a group attempts to make a documentary of an Amish community only for them to discover the horrific secrets the town holds.
I mean, I'm interested.
Where do you guys think that we could go to? Where do you think the best place to go to see if we could get Paranormal Activity?
Stanley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some hotels here in
are the
LA that are haunted as fuck.
Yeah, that one. The one in LA, the Ramirez one.
Yeah.
What was that one again?
Weird. I can't remember the damn name.
I keep wanting to say the Castro, and I don't think that's it.
No.
I forget the name of it.
I'm gonna pull it up because are you talking about the one that there was like a documentary on?
Yeah, that lady that died in like the
Cecil.
The Cecil.
Yeah, I knew it had a C.
Yeah, that whole thing was sketch.
Yeah. The one we stayed at in San Diego felt fucking haunted too, and it was really funny. Like it had that old time like smell and just like mirrors in the halls and all this like old school decor and crown molding and shit. And we were on the 14th floor, which meant we were on the 13th floor because it was one of those old timey hotels that doesn't have a 13th floor. And so I mentioned that in the elevator, and Kimmy's like, "Why the fuck would you say that to me before we stay here?" And I'm like, "It's fine, whatever. We're on the 13th floor," but it was a very fucking creepy hotel.
The elevator opens and it's just a void and a floor.
Yeah. Like, what?
Oh, the bed's over there.
But I kind of feel like you have to, in order to really have something, you have to have something happen where it's in a non-suspecting place. Because if you go to a creepy place, then and you feel creeped out, and then you hear things,
real?
Is it real, or is it just the environment fucking with you psychologically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say it's more so the environment,
right?
I don't know. You always hear stories of Justin. You might remember this, just with recording studios and shit. There's always stories of haunted recording studios, and they say it's because a lot of the electricity that's
electronics.
But I remember always hearing weird stories about sound engineers.
That makes complete sense to me that studios would have that, because I mean, look, maybe not everybody else believes this, but I've always believed that really good music, like the shit that really just lasts forever, is those musicians channeling something.
Right.
Yeah.
And like that, to me, that seems like that would leave residual energy in places. So if you have a world famous studio, or a studio where tons of people have laid that kind of energy down, then like, I would totally see.
I think we had a conversation about this a long time ago.
Of course, he cuts
out right there.
Being
that could not have been more perfect.
Spirits.
Holy shit.
I can't believe that just happened.
I'm so glad we have it on tape.
Yeah, the ghosts that haunt all three of us, or all four of us, was like, nope.
Yeah, done.
None.
Cannot.
He's about to reveal too much.
Holy shit! What happened?
It didn't even say that he dropped.
Welp.
No. He just texted us whelp. His laptop crashed.
Oh man!
His laptop completely crashed.
Oh,
is that the end of the conversation?
Okay, that is a little creepy then.
That's crazy.
Huh.
That's fucking nuts.
I'm still not a believer, but we'll see if the guy who owns the laptop that just did that might be.
It's rebooting.
Oh,
dude,
no.
You got paranormaled.
Paranormally activated.
Ooh, I'm so activated paranormally right now.
Oh, man. That is wild. Well, I was going to ask him because I guess I can mention it to you guys to fill some space while we wait.
Oh, man.
Another spot we could check out is this place called Gold Camp Road in Colorado. Mm-hmm. I never went there, but everyone I went to high school with would talk about it because it's apparently very fucking creepy at night, and people have stories of like...
It's called Gold Camp?
Gold Camp Road is a spooky
by a gold mine?
I don't know. It is a highly scenic 32-mile trail from Colorado Springs to Victor. It was once a railroad.
Do you walk it or drive it?
You can drive most of it, and then there's these tunnels that you go through during a lot of it. And apparently, if you like stop in the tunnels at night and turn your lights off,
you fucking die.
Yeah, like some creepy shit happens.
You
I'll
get
find
hit
some
by
articles.
another car.
I
can't see you.
This place is haunted by an F-250 that T-boned us.
Dude.
Oh, shit.
Dude, are you a believer
back
now?
for the ghost dimension.
Yeah. Dude, you totally got paranormal.
So the last thing you said was being.
Yeah. I'm so glad we got that on video.
Dude, that was so perfect.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Anyways, I don't know where I got cut off, but
you just said being. We don't even know what you were talking.
Okay.
You were going into.
So, I think we discussed this on a older podcast at some point, where we mentioned, like, would you know or feel that something bad happened in a room or in a house without you having been informed of that thing occurring there, right? Like if there was a fucking mass murder that occurred in a house, you have no idea about that and you stepped into it, would you feel something? And a lot of people would argue, yes, I've never tested this. I don't,
that's what sucks is like you'd almost have to test it.
Right.
Well, yeah. You'd
have to find us. You'd have to be like, okay, we found a spot where
don't tell everybody.
Don't tell everybody, but a whole lot of people died here at one time.
You need a double-blind placebo test there.
You got to have a murder room and a non-murder room.
Yeah.
Oh man, no, that's a TV show right there.
That's a TV show.
We're gonna take you. It's like the fucking the Fixer Upper, but instead of taking you to 3 houses that you're choosing to buy, we're gonna take you to 3 houses, and you tell us which one you think a mass murder occurred in.
Yeah.
And at the end, they're like, "Oh, it was definitely the like French style in this section of town." They're like, "Actually, no, it was the 3-year-old apartment that we took you to."
Yeah. If anybody takes this fucking idea, we're gonna hunt you down.
You at least have to come to us, and we have to be involved.
We'll murder you, and then we will feature you in the next season.
Yeah,
you always hear people say that, like, things hold memories, right? Like when something so bad happens, like it's just in the walls.
Right.
Again, as a skeptic, like I don't buy it. Like I would think if I'm in a room where something like that happens and I didn't know about it, it would just feel like a room. But I'm open to the idea of, you know, if we were to test that, like, sure, like, you know, is there something?
I think it's a perfect idea, though, for like skeptics. To be like, you want to prove to me that this shit actually exists, that your equipment picks up ghosts. I'm going to take you to 5 houses, and only one of them is filled with bodies that you don't know about. And we'll see which one your radio loses its fucking mind in.
Don't worry, you won't see any of them. They're in the walls.
Totally. Yeah.
I would
3
say
of these houses have good bones, and I mean that differently for one of them.
These are really good bones.
Yeah.
I had a couple of them.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to take Derek. We need to go on tour somehow, and then at each place we'll take Derek to a random building.
Yeah.
And some of them will be haunted as fuck, and we just won't tell him.
Yeah.
And we'll see if he gets a vibe.
Yeah. But the thing is like, it can't be like just the fucking same abandoned, you know, hospitals or the same abandoned places.
Dude, I was just gonna. You're ruining it now because I was just gonna keep taking him to an abandoned basement, but that's for my own thing. And now I
don't think it's fair to be like, oh, I feel like people died here in an abandoned hospital. No shit, people died there.
Right.
That's kind of his whole thing.
I have places in my head that are really specific that are not. Like it's just places that I know have energy, like I mean, are supposed to, like,
like so. I don't know. I think that would be really fun because I also question that too. Like I don't know what I'm open to all of those things because at the same time, like when I think of life or death or whatever, and my understanding of science and how all of it is, it's just. Yeah, you're done. Nobody knows what consciousness is. Maybe consciousness fucking exists beyond this body.
Yeah.
But
That'd be
on
nice.
a site, that'd be cool.
I'd like that.
Yeah, but
pretty
on
chill, yo.
yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
as a physical entity, it's just gonna go away.
Yeah.
Or morph into the fucking ground, or the atoms in your body go
Or
into
become
fucking
robots.
space.
Or become robots. We
Maybe
might become robots.
But and I think
James already
that's
has a
kind of
plan.
right.
So
but
aggressive.
I think that's kind of it. But then you go into certain places and you do have to question, okay, what is this weird feeling that I feel when you go into a weird spot?
Yeah.
Whether that's somebody's house that you can just feel something is off, or like touring, we went to some weird fucking places where you walk into somebody's house and you're like, this place feels off. And
Yeah.
But is
feels-
it the place or is
but
it
is
the
it the
people?
place, the people, the both?
Yeah.
You
'Cause
know,
I've had that from people.
Yeah.
I've
where
had
they're
that a
off.
lot for people.
Yeah. I've never had it from a physical location. It's more so it'd be the people that are there like, ooh, I don't trust these people.
Dude, driving through certain areas of upper, like northwest New Mexico into the other top part of Arizona, that whole area is just, I don't know, man, it's just got a vibe.
There's fucking magic out there, man.
It's just weird, dude. Like, especially driving it. But
I think it's anywhere that there's still wild, anywhere that there's still forests, swamps, desert, anywhere where it's pretty much untouched. There's just energy out there that.
And you know what's weird is whenever you stop and really think about it and trace back lore. I mean, even going back to indigenous tribes literally did not go into West Virginia.
Yeah.
The entirety of West Virginia, they left it the fuck alone because,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because there was so much lore surrounding the forests of West Virginia, because they felt that it was, I guess, in their version of haunted.
And so my dad's from West Virginia, so I've been to West Virginia when I was a little kid. There's definitely a weird energy there, but also
that's where Mothman's
I think
from.
they're right, because look at West Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia's sketch.
Fair point.
West Virginia's pretty fucked.
But like you know, and then you see a lot of people, especially on TikTok, like the whole running trend of like how Appalachia is just haunted as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
But you go in some of those places and it's like that's not just a grouping of people that in our society grew up watching horror films and The Exorcist or Blair Witch or whatever, thinking that you go into the woods and like there's ghosts and shit. That's been a thing for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yeah.
So obviously vibes, or just the off feeling, or the fear of the unknown if you get lost in the woods at night, obviously those are very human like fears and play on a lot of things that have transcended fucking total societies and groupings of people.
Yeah.
But does that play just on your fight or flight responses? Is it you know what I mean? Is it just a primal instinct of like, oh, there's danger?
I would think so. Like that's where like I think the idea of monsters and shit just comes from actual predators that we've faced over millennia, right? Like telling monster stories around a campfire. I'm sure that goes, generations and generations. And it's really more so of a metaphor of like, there's a jaguar in this forest that'll fuck you up.
Right.
And like that quite literally is a monster. Like by all, that is the definition of a monster.
Yeah.
You'll
a
totally
giant cat that'll fucking destroy you.
Not monster friend.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious to hear people's anecdotes on shit like that, like feeling something that they were in a room that a mass murder had occurred or something like that, and they didn't know, but they fucking felt something like off. Because I hear shit like that, I just don't know.
Hear it all the time.
Yeah. I just haven't really heard it. I guess firsthand.
Next season,
really
Creep-O-Rama on the road.
We should.
Yeah. We also really need to have a Creep-O-Rama email so that listeners can send us stories. And shit.
If you know, like something super fucked up happened in a room, and you go into that room, 100%. I get it. You'll feel that. Like, I know 19 people got fucking decapitated in that basement, and you step into that basement's going to feel fucked up.
For those listening, Derek is pointing at his own basement right now.
That's my basement. I am in my basement right now.
There's a reason you can't see to the right or the left.
Yeah.
The bookcase looks great. Everything else covered in gore and body parts.
Yeah. But yeah, because I could totally get. I mean, going to any like historical sites, you get a feeling. I mean, just walking into a cemetery, right? Like, or seeing a cemetery, because you see what you see.
The weird thing
death.
is usually when I go to cemeteries, I don't feel anything really. Like sometimes. I
mean, I'll feel like somber a little bit. I'll feel a little down, like this is all going to end. Like, that's going to be me.
Actual like feeling that I get for certain shit.
Yeah,
man. Maybe I'm full of shit. I don't know, but how can I know? But like I feel like, and I don't get that feeling everywhere. I don't get that. I've got it when we went to the Stanley for sure.
Yeah,
that place is weird. Weird energy. It's not necessarily evil. Maybe,
but again, is it because you have a preconceived notion of that place having weird energy?
For me specifically, I don't think so, because I'm so aware of it that I honestly went to the place expecting not to feel anything, because I was like, this is gonna be bullshit, and then you walk in, you're like, this is weird. And like, because like I said,
did the same thing whenever we went.
Yeah, I'm so used to. I'm not a skeptic, but my brain is like, I want all this shit to be real. My brain is like, hold on, you've researched enough about science, you've researched enough about this and this and this, and then
you can explain this.
Right. So then it's like, well, if I just walk into a fucking place, I just got chills thinking about it. Where'd that go? Like if I walk into a place and I'm like, "Whoa, that's weird," and then I walk out and I'm fine.
Yeah. But it's just so. That's why going back to the beginning of this kind of topic of conversation is like, what would it take? I think it would have to take something that's not that you couldn't explain psychologically, where it's your brain or your emotions, your nervous system, your something else within you that could. I mean, psychosomatic stuff is real. You can make yourself feel stuff.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
I think it would have to take something physical to do something. Like that.
The convincing part.
To be like, all right, I'm convinced we need priests.
I think I would need something that
would take a lot of convincing.
It's something that's inarguably paranormal. Like if it's like, I think of this. From time to time, there was a girl I knew in LA, and she was convinced her apartment was haunted. And I was like, come on, like, your apartment's not haunted.
There are much nicer places to haunt in LA.
Well, she was just like, I was at like, why do you think it's haunted?
Why do you think you're so fucking special, huh?
The example she gave me, I'm like, come on.
It's weird plumbing.
Well, no, she said that, she said every time when I'm done my shower, I make sure all the lids of my shampoo bottles are closed. It's like the next day I go in there and they're all open. And I was just like, I don't know.
You have the lamest fucking ghost.
That's what I mean. But dude, like, to me, it's always lame shit like that when I hear ghost stories. Like, it's not a I don't know. Like, maybe it's the fucking pressure of like the temperature change in your shower. You take a hot shower and it's cold and they pop open. Like, I don't know. But if I saw that, I wouldn't think ghosts. I would think, it's,
I think
pressure.
Bad bottle cap.
A cheap bottle
engineering.
Yeah. But she was so freaked out, like fucking literally like distraught. Like, it's fucking haunted. Wow. I need to move out of here because of these caps.
Yeah. And then we found out she wasn't haunted. It was actually just this guy coming into her apartment at 3 a.m.
She didn't know him.
Opening all the shampoo bottles, snapping some Polaroids, and then leaving.
It was me.
And then leaving.
It was me going.
It was. What's weird is that she wasn't closing them.
Yeah. Right. But it would have to be something like not something like that. You know what I mean? Like I would need something
because there's still a scientific explanation. They're one of the caps on in our bathroom. We've got like a little screw cover on the toilet seat that the tab just doesn't hold. So I'll go click it back down, and then the next day it'll pop back up. And I never once thought the apartment was haunted because the fucking screw cover just keeps popping off. I'm like,
so fucking haunted, bro.
Yeah,
God,
no, I just need glue.
over.
It's a haunted.
I was trying to think of other spooky places because I'm like, I've been to places that were supposed to be haunted.
You're really into this idea, dude.
Because we went to Salem last year and we're going back in a couple weeks, so I'll keep an eye out.
I'm
but
planning
the cemeteries there didn't
trip.
like fuck me up or anything. It was definitely like moody. But you're there in the middle of the day and you're surrounded by tourists. So it wasn't like off-putting.
I'd have to go visit the Squash and Rock and see if there's any vibe there.
The Squash and Rock?
Yeah. What's his face? I forgot what his name is, but the dude who was like, more weight. I
have no idea what this reference is to.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
Oh man, hold on. It's a dude in the Salem witch trials. I can't think of his name. Such a crazy name too. But it was this dude in the witch trials who got accused or something. One of the only dudes to get accused.
Right.
Yeah. And he wouldn't confess. He was like, go fuck yourself. And they were like, all right, then we're going to crush you with rocks. And he was like, go for it, bitches. And they fucking started putting rocks on him. And they were like, what do you think now? And he's like, you're a bunch of bitches, put more weight. And then they were like, all right, here's some more weight. And then he was like, fuck you, more weight.
What a weird execution of just putting rocks on a guy.
Well, yeah, and at some point,
what happens if they fell over?
You got to put them back on. It's that much longer. See, that's what sucks. I mean, it's a great way to kill somebody because you can either get the information from them or they die regardless.
Slow torture.
But him saying that in defiance of that, that's pretty baller.
Yeah. I mean, apparently he was a dickhead also, but very baller.
Yeah.
Is there any merit to the idea that those Salem witch trials was caused by some breakout of ergot or whatever?
No, it is not. It is not. Last podcast did a whole breakdown on it, and if it was ergot, it's the entire fucking town would have their arms would have been turning black and shit.
Yeah,
ergot poisoning is no joke.
There was that same concept thing happened to a place in Russia in the early 1900s, and they got severely sick.
Yeah.
Really sick.
You wouldn't just be walking around and hallucinating
and then be okay.
Everyone would know that something was going on.
What is ergot exactly? It's a
fungus.
It's
fungus.
It's fungus that grows on rye.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but
that was the first thing
that they debunked was there's no way.
Yeah,
because
where did that come about? Because that was fairly recent. I feel like
it was within the last decade.
Because LSD is derived, as far as I know.
Yeah.
I'm not a super big LSD chemistry guy. But from what I understand, LSD is... No, surprisingly. LSD is derived
Terrence
from
McKenna, dude? I thought you were Terrence McKenna.
I mean, look, I know of him. I'm a fan, but I just don't... I don't know the chemistry.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Fair. But yeah, I think LSD is derived from the ergot fungus.
Yeah, there's a lot of a lot of that stuff is
so then everyone
one molecule away.
What if we were all tripping? That would make sense. Which it does, but
we're all one molecule away from a banana, dude. We're all
we are.
True.
That's true. Oh fuck, I'm a banana.
Yeah.
No,
Took me long ways.
I was saying because we did Salem, Jesus. But we had also visited St. Augustine when we were meeting friends in Jacksonville, which I think is relatively closer to you guys than California or Salem or Colorado, but oldest city in the country. Mm-hmm. And they took us to a bar that was supposed to be haunted. And I can't remember when they told us it was haunted, but I was like, oh yeah, no, this place is really dope. I didn't get I feel uncomfortable here. I was like, this place is nice. Kind of want to hang out, which maybe, I don't know, maybe it is haunted and that's just what I vibe with.
My buddy Jason went to I think him and his wife went to St. Augustine for their honeymoon or something. And he was like, bro, the hotel was totally fucking haunted. I was in the bathroom, and like as soon as I go in the bathroom, like
all the
bottles.
No, it was like something like I just could feel the air get colder, and I was like, Jason, that was probably just the AC kicking in. Like, come on,
you just hear,
yeah.
Oh, the air's colder.
Yeah, so like that whole city is like the whole city's haunted. It's the oldest place in the fucking country.
Here's the thing. Me and Keith took a very short road trip up to we went to the Buc-ee's that's a little north of there, and on the way back I was like, let's go to St. Augustine. It's the pandemic, it'll be completely dead. It was not, so we did not stop. It was the busiest fucking place I've ever been to. It was scary and during pandemic, so we just left. But even just driving around, I was like, there is an energy here. It's so old that like it's weird.
I don't know. I think Josh, we need to combine our followers and put out some feelers to get a list going of possible places that we should all go visit.
And just to mix it up for Derek, some places that completely aren't haunted.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, let's get a whole list of like, okay, where do you, whoever's watching, where did you have an experience?
And can we crash on your couch?
Tell me. Exactly. And it's like, don't tell me it was a fucking going back to the abandoned place. Don't tell me it was an abandoned hospital. No shit.
Abandoned places.
I want like a fucking normal place.
I'll take an abandoned place as long as it's not a hospital.
Yeah. But I feel like that's just like, I mean, that's just the run of the mill ghost adventure kind of place.
Justin, that's okay. At least we get to go hang out in abandoned places.
It is going to be really funny though. We'll just get a bunch of emails of like abandoned hospitals and asylums and broken down carnivals and shit. And then someone's going to be like, I know that the Burger King on Fifth Avenue is haunted as fuck. And you'll be like,
we just walk into a Burger King.
Still open. Like, this was built in 2005. All right.
Can I crash here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I crash here?
We brought some equipment. Is that cool? I mean, can I also get a Coke Zero?
Right.
Well, I love the criteria.
No, this is an EMF. It's an EMF reader. You're good. You're good.
I love the criteria. Like, it has to be an old house. It can't be.
Like,
it can't be a Burger King.
Yeah.
You can't haunt a Burger King.
No.
Why can't you haunt a Burger King?
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
What if 19 people were killed at a Burger King?
That's what I'm saying.
Haunted Burger King
is haunted.
Yeah. Dude, there's been thousands and thousands of Burger Kings. There's for sure murders that happen at Burger Kings probably every year.
There's at least 4 haunted Burger Kings in the United States.
At least. Yeah.
At least.
But that's what what is the criteria? Someone has to be murdered there?
Who knows?
That's just keep listing them. Let's go.
But I mean, it could be murder.
Old. Well, look, like you never hear fucking like a New York City apartment being haunted.
No,
I don't hear.
Yeah, you
stories.
do.
Do you?
I've totally heard that. Yeah,
I mean, old ones. Yeah,
old ones. Yeah, that's the thing.
Old.
I think that's the thing is that I don't think that there's as many hauntings in America yet because like there's more hauntings and shit in England because they've got thousands of years of history, whereas our history is thousands of years of Native Americans that we murdered and then we lived here.
Right.
And we built over all their shit. So
why is that the criteria? Why is old the criteria?
Because there's been more time,
energy,
more potential
and energy to build up in those areas. Yeah.
But
and also I think that dead people were just cooler back then. So they were able to be ghosts easier.
That's what I'm saying. Like your roommate can't die like a year ago. And then just haunt.
See, that's the thing is, I think that that's still valid. I think that could. If
depends. I die, I'm haunting all of you guys.
I think it more.
Hope so.
I already knew that.
Yeah.
I was like, you fucking better.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go into it.
Well, so I live in a.
I was gonna say. I fucking lost it thinking about you haunting me and
playing video games. Oh wow!
Yeah,
I was just wanted to play video games.
No,
dude.
I said video games. I said video games.
Yeah.
We're gonna play video games.
She got weird for a second.
Yeah.
I don't know how to.
So I just imagine Justin opening all my shampoo bottles and then turning on the sink.
I will turn on your sink just so I could be like, dude, it was a ghost. I told you. I'm doing it now.
It's the only way
And you're
ghosts can communicate with Josh. It's just through fucking sinks.
Yeah, we're gonna do this until you fucking get it, bro.
I love the idea that Justin's like, I'm turning it on. I'm turning it on. And Josh is just like, weird. It's just going on and on and on.
I must have
and off,
blacked
and
out.
Weird.
Maybe I have a fucking tumor.
Just on the phone with the landlord,
Jesus.
like, hey, you gotta send a guy.
You got a weird sink, dude.
Got a weird sink situation going on over here.
What were you gonna say, Derek?
So I live in a very small town just outside of Raleigh called Fuquay-Varina, and I just saw there's 2 women out here that just came out with a book about hauntings that have occurred in this town. And they were doing ghost tours here that I wasn't aware of, but they just came out with a book. It's on Amazon. I don't know the name. It's like a haunting of Fuquay-Varina or something like that. But I've been meaning to reach out to them. And I do want to check out the book, and I want to see
bring them
where
on the podcast.
Yeah. I'm sure they'd be down because they just came out with the book too.
Hell yeah.
But I'd like to go see like where these areas are.
Paranormal Activity franchise.
Right. Yeah. But to me, it's like,
did you guys like or hate for?
Right. It's funny having lived in several big cities and now being in a more rural setting. It's like, it seems more natural to come into a rural setting where you have fucking backyard cemeteries and shit. Yeah. Like it just makes more sense. To have that quote unquote vibe here.
But
where like
bigger cities, bigger cities are going. This is a fucked up way of thinking, but like bigger cities are going to have more potential for hauntings because of how many people live there, how much crime, murders, blah blah blah.
But I feel like you don't hear
doesn't
about
happen
it
everywhere.
You hear more about it in rural areas, in my opinion, because that's where there's more religion.
Probably,
that's true. Yeah,
and that's because they just believe in it more.
And less shit to distract you.
Wonder how much of it is tied to the. Now this is gonna get weird because I don't actually know what I'm talking about. Obviously,
now it's getting weird.
Now it's gonna get weird.
2 hours.
Took 2 hours, and
Well, I feel like all the other ghost shit we've been talking about is kind of like, all right, that kind of makes sense. But what I'm about to say
9-minute mark, it gets weird, guys.
A little stretchy.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much of it is related to like the physical building and the building materials that comprise it, because like I would want to go to where H.H. Holmes's murder castle was because they completely tore it down and rebuilt
it's a
something
post
else.
office now,
and I want to go there and be like, is there a vibe here? Because if there's a fucking vibe anywhere, it's there or Albert Fish's house, but Albert Fish was kind of transient. So
he just
the murder castle
around.
has. There's no way that it wasn't saturated and fucked up. So it's not there.
Yeah,
and that's the thing is like the Stanley.
But do the spirits stay in the bricks? Or
right, that's what I'm wondering.
If it's like shitty drywall, they can't haunt that house. So
right. I got ghost-proof drywall, bro.
This fiberglass insulation is not thick enough for me to stick around.
There's not enough asbestos or lead in this house.
Yeah.
Ghost-proof drywall. That's incredible. Wow.
You could sell that. Some people would buy it.
Somebody would buy it.
Yeah.
Like it's been anointed.
Me. I don't want ghosts.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. Just be on the safe side.
You just see the Home Depot truck pull up tomorrow.
Got to replace all the drywall, guys.
Justin's mom's like, what's going on? Be like, ghosts.
Yeah.
Ghosts.
Yeah.
Fucking splashing holy water at drywall in Home Depot.
Yeah.
Charge twice as much for this now. It's ghost proof.
Yeah. Christians would buy it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how we get rich.
Ghost proof drywall. There you go.
Okay. Anyways. I think that's we just need to come up with a paranormal tour.
Yeah.
I really want to do that. I don't know how Derek's gonna swing it, but we're gonna have to figure it out, Derek. Because you're the only not to say Josh doesn't have a life. Josh has a busy life. I don't. James doesn't. We're down to leave now. So
Josh,
let's
fucking
roll.
Going,
I'm leaving.
going all over the place, man.
Do we just
go to
go?
Salem
Are we going
twice
right
in a
now?
year?
No, twice within 12 months of each other. Yeah, no, it's so that's, I guess technically that is a year. I was thinking calendar year. I went last
I guess that is 12
September,
months, yeah.
and now I'm going this September. We can stop recording whenever.
We
Sound
do.
like a-
We've been talking about going to Salem. The wife and I. I'd love to do that trip.
It's so fucking fun.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah, it
honestly
looks
rather
awesome.
go to Sleepy Hollow than Salem, just because Sleepy Hollow has less tourists.
I'd like to
Where
go
is
to
Sleepy
Salem
Hollow?
when it's pretty
New York.
close to
New
pretty
York.
close to Salem.
New York.
Funny enough.
I would go there for sure. We've been wanting to go to New York for the longest time. Salem, we happened to be there last year. The convention we were going to was just outside Salem, so it was like a 10-minute drive, and we're like, let's check out Salem while we're here, and we had just like the best fucking day, and it was so cool.
Was it like it's pretty chill in September still?
We were there at just the perfect time, yeah. So it was. I mean, they're having a heat wave, so it was like 95 fucking degrees outside, which was miserable. But it was right before all the tourists start to roll through for spooky season.
Right. Yeah,
but they had already had like some of the stuff out, like they were prepping for
October, and
I will never go in the month of October.
It's too much.
We've heard it's a nightmare in October, just packed. But this time we got to see the Satanic Temple, which was dope. We visited the Hocus Pocus houses. The section where they filmed, I think, the opening sequence to Hocus Pocus was closed because we were there on a weekday or whatever. But we were able to visit the kid's house and stuff like that, and did like a tour of this wax museum that has all these really dope horror characters in it.
Hell yeah!
But yeah, it was a really fun time. Great vibes, great people. So we're going back this year to the same convention, but it's in another city in the opposite direction. So we set aside an extra day so that we could still go to Salem and then double back and go to the convention. But
hell yeah,
Nice.
yeah, Sleepy Hollow. Let's fucking throw that on the list. I want to go to New York. I want to go to haunted New York for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of a tour, we just go places and record a podcast there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
is that upstate New York?
No, it's literally not. It's not that far from New York City.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
we're all in Sleepy Hollow watching Sleepy Hollow, and then we hit the road and we watch Hocus Pocus in Salem.
Man,
because like I started to research the house that the original Conjuring was based off of, and that's in Rhode Island, and you could rent that place. I think Derek, I was sending you the link. And it's like It's like I think it was $900 a night to stay there, like completely alone. It might have been over 1,000. I can't remember. It might have been 1,100. But
what else are you gonna do with that money? You're gonna die.
But if you get a group of like a bunch of people,
that's the problem.
Well, you have to get a group of a bunch of people.
On a credit card.
Okay. So
but you have access
per person.
But you have the access to the whole house and all of the property, which is on like 20 acres. However, you go to Reddit and you start researching it and you start reading it, and everybody who was local is like, guys, this is total just fabrication. The people who bought the house bought it from an older couple that lived there for fucking decades, and there's nothing fucking haunted about it. They're completely fucking fine. They're just using it because of the fucking lore and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn it. So that then, and there's also like, I guess, accusations of them faking hauntings and faking elements and stuff like that, weird noises and shit. So I was like, damn it, like that sucks. So we need to get a list of places to go check out.
Yeah.
And then do something, because that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. We've talked about fucking.
What are these? Well, let's see these ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scores.
Let's bring it back around.
I don't even have them up anymore because my computer fucking crashed.
Oh yeah.
Computer got paranormal, dude. I'm gonna say that at least twice more.
All right, let's see. So it's loading. Sorry, guys.
God.
All right, so 4, we've got 23% tomato meter.
Wow.
And a 34% popcorn meter.
The fuck is
First
that?
time I saw
Yeah,
that.
that's the new
What's
thing they
that?
just rolled out. So there's certified fresh, which is critics liked it, and then certified hot, which is the audience liked it.
So which one is the popcorn?
Hot.
That's the
Oh,
audience meter. Yeah, audience score.
Because you need heat to pop the popcorn.
You need heat to tomato.
All right. So Paranormal Activity, the marked
Just
ones.
completely sidestepped that one. Like, nope.
Heat to tomato.
40% tomato meter, 34% popcorn meter. I don't like
Wait,
this
what?
popcorn.
I didn't understand. I didn't understand numbers, bud.
So
This is the marked ones?
All right, how about
Yeah,
this?
the marked ones.
4 and 5 both have the same 34% popcorn meter.
Oh, wow.
But the tomato meter for 4 was 23, while the marked ones for 5 got 40 tomato meter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I thought you
And
said
then-
it only got 5%. I was like, God damn.
No.
Yeah, that is unwarranted.
So 6, the ghost dimension, 6, we have 15% tomato meter,
Jesus.
Wow.
27% popcorn.
All right.
meter.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. That's too
Man,
low.
they really didn't like 3D.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
They didn't like an ending that was perfectly set up. The bad
It
guys
went down
Fucking
quite a bit on Letterboxd.
Yeah. bad guys won.
It's because they
dude.
don't like time travel.
No, they don't like witches time traveling. It's
Well,
fucking
time travel is
oppressive.
part 5.
Well, then you
Yes.
see the war. Then you see the portals in part
Yeah,
6. You
yeah.
know, she drew the fucking the entryway to fucking Mines of Moria on her fucking bedroom wall and
Yeah.
fucking went through it.
True.
Yeah,
I don't know, I
really
think it was
wanted
the
to
weird
see
black
more of that
sludge.
world.
If you're going to show
Yeah.
me the ghost, make the ghost look a little cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like a bunch of black goo. And
Yeah.
also, so we didn't even touch this, but last thing. So it turns from like amorphous black goo
Yeah.
into a totally normal gray dude.
They used, whose body is that?
It's Toby's.
Toby's now.
Right, but did they have to use a human body to then pull him in, his demon entity, into a body, or did that?
Not according to the movie.
Yeah,
No,
I
I don't
can't.
think so.
I don't know. I don't think they
Did he
explained that.
climb
one.
out of one of the kids or something?
Dude, they didn't explain a lot. We've been
They didn't
hyped
explain
up.
damn near anything.
Yeah. They didn't explain shit. None of this makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's still cool because, like, you know, they
It
brought a demon into a body, and now the whole world is fucked.
I will always revert back
I mean,
to
look,
that movie
not if it's
Rubber.
with those legs. He's not going to
Oh,
conquer
yeah.
the world with those legs.
Wait, what? Rubber?
That movie Rubber, the tire.
Oh, yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
always revert back to that, where it's like, yeah, you don't have to explain everything. Like,
Yeah,
just fuck-
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Like
that's
all
a lot.
It's
But that's
a
so-
tire killing people.
It's so
Yes.
much easier when it's a tire killing people as opposed to it's a coven of witches
Yeah.
who have had a generations long
For sure.
plan.
For sure. You gotta
Is this
explain
and
it.
it's like, dude, is this the first time this has happened?
Right.
That's a long. They played the long game a
See, that's-
little bit too long,
Yeah. Too long.
but
So long they had-
actually, did
so long-
they? Because they could travel through time. They could be in
well, that's what I was
multiple
going to say.
points
They
of time.
played it so long that they had to use time travel to cop out and fix it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty, dude. I dig it.
That's right. One of
I
the
got
tapes
bothered.
shows Hunter in 1992, despite not being
Yes.
born until 2005.
Yes,
And
I
then
like that.
Layla's blood is needed to finish Toby's transformation into a physical being. So it
That's
doesn't
right,
look
because
like
she was
he's-
born on the thing.
Yeah,
same
the
Right.
sixth
Six
day
six.
of the
Yeah, I
6th month.
forgot about the
So yeah,
ritual.
she's not. It doesn't look like he took over an existing body. He just transformed,
Yeah,
created
she
she
one.
transformed into goo
smeared-
into a.
She just
Uh,
smeared blood on the goo and it became a dude.
Well, yeah, they took her
Ain't that
blood
how it works?
and you know, science, chemistry,
Yeah.
and you know, turned goo into a dude.
He's a goo dude. What
That's
do you
how I
want?
was taught.
He's a
Yeah.
goo dude.
Here's how I'll show you how to turn goo into a dude.
He's a goo dude.
It usually takes about 9 months plus 18 years, but we'll do it.
Yeah.
All 4 of us here were goo dudes.
You know what? We were all goo dudes once, my brother. You, me, him, her. We're all goo dudes. Join the Creep-O-Rama
Good
Goo
Burger,
Buddies.
I'm a dude song stuck in my head now.
Yeah.
I'm a goo dude. She's a goo dude.
Yeah.
He's a goo dude.
We're all goo dudes.
Holy shit.
Jesus
That
Christ.
was a perfect ending.